Hey guys, anybody about? Just thought I would. I'm at my bench, so I just thought I'd do another one of my impromptus. See if anybody turns up. Maybe not, might just be me filming away at the bench myself. Just been cleaning up parts since the last time anybody tuned in. Oh, somebody in. Hello. Yeah, just a wee. Thought I would spend a couple of hours at the bench in the afternoon. If anybody's about, wants to pop in and say hello, chat with me. You popped in from the Patreon page, just go to the bottom right into the YouTube. Bottom right, bring you into the main page where you can interact in the chat. So for those of you that weren't watching the last time, I'm in the middle of doing one of these Warhammer 40k Razorback things. So I started it, started on the side panels last time any of you guys were here, and I had started working on the tracks, and you can... Oh, Philip Goslin's in. How you doing, mate? So I was led to believe you could do the tracks, form them in place, and then take them off. So I've done one side. I'll just stick that across there just now, out of harm's way. And I've been letting this one set. So how are you doing today, Philip? I'm trying to remember. Wait, are you in the UK, Philip? Are you? I think Philip's in the UK. So I've had this taped up since this morning, just to try and hold it all in place. Whilst I was letting my track links dry. I'll keep hold of the tape. Yeah, and I appreciate a lot of people are at work and stuff like that. Or some people are caring after loved ones or retired or... Oh, Jared's in. He's going morning. Good evening, Jared. Morning, afternoon. Yeah. Hey, Jared. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, Jared will be babysitting, I expect. It's absolutely roasting here today, actually. The sun's out. And the sun is splitting the rocks. I woke up this morning and wondered what on earth that strange yellow thing in the sky was. And apparently it's called the sun. So yeah, there's sun out in Scotland for a change. So yeah, I'm going to be at the bench anyway, and it's not anything that I would normally film. So the usual, I'm going to come on for a couple of hours. A bit warm there as well, Philip, is it? Yeah. I just thought I'd stream away for a couple of hours, and if any of you guys were at a bit of a loose end, you could join me and have a wee chat. So this is the only tricky bit about this. Obviously, I've glued these track links in. Get my chair in a central position. What I've got to try and do now is tease these off without breaking them. There we go. So that's them got that shape. So that I can then paint and weather them up and everything like that. So I've done a wee bit of clean up and that off here. So there's the two sides of me tanks. There's two sides of me tank, yeah. So nothing untoward there. I'm making you can make two versions in this. One is a Razorback, which is the one I'm going to be doing. And the other version, if you've done 40k, is a Rhino, which is more a troop carrier. I'm sorry if this flickers, but it tends to do that when the light comes in. So I've got the sides done. I might as well do a little bit more of the building. So, as I say, it's not going to be anything exciting, just a little bit of company at the bench. 4 of you's in. 4 of you's got nothing better to do of an afternoon. John Paul's in. Good afternoon, John. If I remember rightly, John Paul's up in Canada, so that's morning time where you are. So, is that you getting ready to go to work? Because it's what, 2:30 in the afternoon here, so probably about 8 o'clock-ish in the morning where you guys are. So I've got all these side doors already cleaned up and everything. Now that's the one, that's that one. And that's the one with the mesh on. So the one with the rungs on is the one for this side. They're not hard to put together, these. They're just a bit of fun. Oh, you work at night, John, do you? Oh, so you're on the dreaded night shift. Yeah. I quite liked the night shift when I used to do it. It was, yeah, I'm a bit of a night hawk anyway, me, so night shift hours suit me. So you're up early if you're on the night shift. I take it you take a little sleep in the day then, if you're on the night shift. Well, I've got a wee bit of glue on there, but I can clean that up. Yeah, really chunky, these kits. That's the side door on there. That's the side door on the other one. And this one's got... It's quite interesting. They've actually put detail inside so that you can either have the side door up or have it down. Your troops coming off it, and there's little buttons and stuff inside there. What's Jared saying? I just saw AK is coming out with spray paints, and it looks like one colour is chrome. Rattle cans. I'll try any chrome when it comes out. I've tried the AK Super Metallics, and it was all right. It was more like a stainless. What's John saying? The fun shift, not when you do it for 20 years. Yeah, become nocturnal. You love AK's line of metal paint. I've only tried AK's Extreme Metals, and they are quite nice. I've not tried any of the other ones. I think it's AK to do the buffable ones and all, is it not? So yeah, whenever there's new metallics out with Steinolres as well. I do like trying different metallics, but I'm tending to move on to lacquers now for my metallics, but I'll try anything once if it's not too expensive. So yeah, as I say, nothing exciting. I'm just going to be at the bench. And it's kind of at the time, which is quite good for some of the American viewers. People just getting up to work, getting ready for work. So that's my doors on the side. What else have I got to do now? Look at the instructions, Terry. Right, I've got a big tailgate now. I've done that, made that. And that goes in between the two of them, but you've not to glue it. Okay. Doesn't look as if it goes in very far. And the floor as well. So shall I do the floor? I need to do the floor at the same time, I guess. So I've got the floor done. Take this off just now. You find it better than Alclad? I haven't personally tried Alclads. Alclad's got really nice effects, but I've heard they're not all that hard wearing for bikes and that, so I haven't yet experienced Alclads. So this seems to notch in nice and easy in place, says he. Yeah, so I did some of the cleanup on this off camera so you weren't sitting watching me sanding all the time. I still don't think, I'm trying to look at the size of Space Marine. And these are supposed to be transporters for Space Marines. They're not really quite big enough for putting your Space Marines in, I don't think. They're a wee bit out of scale for your Space Marines. I suppose unless you wouldn't have a base on them. John Paul saying Alclad rubs off. Yeah, so it'd be no good for a motorbike if you're handling a motorbike if the Alclad's just going to rub off. So now I know that fits, I'll get some of my goopy glue in. Not as durable as AK, yeah. So I'll get a little bit of a blob in there. And a little bit of a blob in there. So he's all in Fox's stream the other day. Do you go into Sunday Warhammers live? Good laugh as Fox. With his unending forces of the holy contrivance. Can't believe it's so hot here today. I might go for a little blast on my motorbike a bit later on. for a bit of fresh air. In the meantime, I'm trying to get back to the bench and doing stuff. So I'll just get some extra thin in here to back that up. Get to the bench doing stuff for a change. Get me mojo up. So I thought this would be a great little mojo builder. It's a nice little Space Marine tank. There you go, a bit of a squish. I'll hold that in place for a minute or two. So what are you guys all up to then? So John Paul's just up and he's working night shift. What's Philip up to? What's Jared up to today? What have you got planned for your afternoon or the rest of your day? I believe, Jared, you do the babysitting for your kids and that, don't you? Hey, gluage. So I'm smithering whether to, because I quite like brush painting. And the Citadel paints are great. I'm smithering whether to brush paint this one or airbrush the primer on and then brush paint it. I haven't quite decided as yet. I might just do it all with brush. Philip Gosling saying not a lot. And John Paul is going to work on the Paul Newman Datsun. Who makes that kit? The Paul Newman Datsun. Sounds interesting. So, a floor pan. Now, there is a bulkhead as well that goes in this. And it goes across there. Do I glue that in just now or wait till the other half's on? Dilemmas. Let's try. Yeah, I'll wait till the other side's on. Wait till I've squeezed the other side on, I think, before I put that on. Jared's working on dishes, laundry and cleaning. That sounds like an exciting day. John Paul. 240Z Datsun got someone to do the decals for you. Oh, so you've got a custom set of decals for it. You'll need to get some of that. You're in the dungeon, aren't you, John Paul? You need to get some pictures of that up in your custom decals and everything. That'll be an interesting one to watch. See what you get up to with it. Right, a little bit of thick stuff in there. Grab that. $240Z, that's an old $240Z. That's an old baby. There we go. We have clippage. It's in. Get some more gluage going on. Yeah, you've got someone to do your decals. So somebody that specialises in decals, or just a friend, or because I know we're sort of playing with trying to make our own at the moment. Because Colin does a lot of his own decalage. Give that a wee bit of a squish. A bit of a squish and a squeeze. Kit's from 1972. You bought it for $10 at the last show you, was it? Oh, wow. Cool. What make is it? Is it a AMT or a Revell or a... Because you've, across here, you've got a lot of the American type. Oh, now, did you see the deliberate mistake I did there? I forgot to put my tailgate bit in. So, yeah, Terry, you're a wally. You're a wally. Get it in. Here we go. Try again. the boys are full. There we go, no problem not. Glue hadn't set. There's Revell, nice detail kit for the time period, yeah. Some of the Revell stuff's no bad. It gets a bit of a bad rep sometimes, but you know, if it's a subject matter that you want to build, a little bit of TLC and you'll be fine. Yeah, that's good. My little back door. You said back door. So I've got some good news for you guys on the Saturday Night Lives. We're going to go and try and go for one this Saturday. We're just working out the final prep for it. That's a German Revell one. It'll become apparent when we go live. There's been a slight change to the lineup, but that's just the way things go. But definitely going for try to get some sort of Saturday Night Live thing going again. Really enjoy it. It's a good laugh. And you should hear something a bit later in the week. I'll post something up to confirm. But I've certainly missed goofing off for you lot. I've been feeling a lot better myself of late. And John's going, cool, I'm off Saturdays. Yeah, it'll be the usual format. I would reckon around about 7:30 PM GMT. On for a few hours to the back of 10. And just, yeah, there might be some talk of models and stuff. You know how it works, guys. It's you start off going, yeah, well, we've kind of been building stuff, and then somebody will mention Sally James, and everything just goes all to pot. So yeah, give that a bit of a squish. So what I do like about these is it's really chunky, sturdy plastic. But I suppose if it's a gaming thing, you want it to be quite sturdy. Now, there's quite a bit of detail in there, and there's little computer screens in that, which you don't really see until you've got the back door open for your troops to come out. So when I'm building it, there's a top part that goes on. I'm going to leave that off so I can get some of the painting done. I think will be the best way. So I'm not going to follow the build instructions exactly. Oh, that's lovely chunky plastic, this. So what's John Paul saying? He's started to do videos on how-tos and stuff the last couple of weeks. Oh, cool. There is a link in the dungeon for you guys to share your YouTube pages, YouTube links. So if you started doing how-tos and stuff, yeah, feel free to link up your YouTube page in the dungeon. See if we can get you some subs. Some subs. So I'm leaving off the tracks just now. And then it tells you to put that on and that on and that on. I wonder if I can get this bit on without putting the top bit on first. Can I get this bit into place and still get the top bit on afterwards? Do it a slightly different build order. Would be kind of cool. That all sits nicely in place. So that sits under there, does it? So it looks like I can get that bit on first. So I'll give that a little go. Saturday's best day for my wife. Watches the kids and lets me go and play at the bench. And John Paul's working on cheap ways of doing stuff for people on a budget. So that's cool. What sort of stuff are you going to be covering, John? I suppose everybody's got a certain amount of money to buy all their bits and bobs. And you're always learning a little bit of something for people all the time. Oh, I've got a nice thumbprint on the front that I'll have to address, but nothing major. You've got to do the old thumbprint, haven't you? That's the only thing we're working with this extra thin glue. That's really easy to get it wicking into places that you're not wanting it to go. Give it a bit of a squeeze into place. It's not 100% the best fit in the world, but it'll do. Did one on fuel lines and tachographs, on fuel lines, on cars and stuff. That'll be interesting and handy to know. I'll let that glue set and I'll be able to rub out that little thumbprint. I'm not worrying about it just now. The extra thin wicked up my finger. Just try to get as much of it built as I can, and then I'll paint. I'll start painting stuff. So fuel lines and tachometers, excellent. But I'm not expecting many UK viewers in today because, I mean, it's a Monday afternoon, 3 o'clock, most folk are at work. Well, braided fuel lines with Earl fittings, you can get all that in. I know you can buy all the aftermarket, it gives you all these connections and all that. And they are quite expensive, so you're going to show us how to make them yourself. Right, you post a link in the page, that's excellent. Yeah, so detailing up engines. Yeah, fuel lines one's quite cool. I know you can get little aftermarket fittings in that, but if you've got a way of doing it without having to buy all that, that'll be interesting to know. It's got a good grip on that. Just check that this can still all go in. And it can. Absolutely no problem. Good stuff. What else have I got to do? Now, this little screen is hinged. So I'm not putting that in just now. I'm not putting the top on because I need to paint all the inside of this. See what else I can get done. That's all sitting nicely. Maybe get some paint done today. Jared started a Comet tank last night. I know bits and bobs of armour, but I haven't heard of a Comet tank. What's a Comet tank? Right, this is the panel that I'm going to be putting on here. I'm not sure whether to... See, this Rhino, or vehicle, allows you to put different armament on it. And you can just put all the different pieces in and swap them out. So I don't know whether to not have that glued in to allow me to take it out and change it up, or to just keep... Yeah, I'm going to go for this one. So a Comet tank. Not familiar with it. I'm not very knowledgeable on armor and stuff. I quite like my Russian stuff, but I've never really tried to build an accurate dio of anything, of a certain battle scene or anything. I know Vincent's working on a Kursk diorama. Kursk, which sounds quite interesting. So he's been building up all his pack guns and everything. I could really have glued that for the inside, I suppose. Yeah. It's not really going to be under a lot of stress, this thing. And it's just a fun little afternoon build. So I'll let that sit and glue itself together. That's a little turrety thing. It goes in the top. So I have been working on the guns for it. So I'm going to go for the big, I don't even know what they are. They're just like, good afternoon, Don Gilchrist. How you doing, mate? I'm just going for, I mean, I don't play the game, so I'm going for the big badass laser plasma phase rifles with the laser sighting or whatever you want to call them. So it's quite a good interference fit on these. That goes on there like that. That goes on there like that, and then you're supposed to glue it in the middle. And then this piece fits on there and these slot through. So I'm just kind of dry fitting stuff at the moment. Let's move this back a bit. I'll try to get everything in. Just dry fitting it to make sure it fits. And see if I can click everything back in afterwards, and that'll make it easier for my painting. But it appears it will be a bit of a fiddle on this one. So what are you up to, Don? What brings you in this afternoon? You got a day off? Yeah, so that's going to be, I have got this the right way around, haven't I? Obviously that goes like, we want to go onto the Razorback page, that's what we want to do. Two guns go like that, and a little thin bit goes forward. And it's all supposed to click in place. Yeah. Well, you try to keep away from political stuff on Facebook. Oh, what are they doing now? I haven't watched the news for ages. It's just getting so... It's all about Europe and stuff like that. And it gets tiring. And then you get everybody posting up what they want to post up about it. Right, so that's going to be a bit problematic, that one. Or can I get it? Aha. Right, it doesn't show you to do it that way, but I have figured it out. So I've got a big double gun, which once it's glued together, will pivot and turn on the back of the tank. But to aid painting, I will be leaving that separate till the last minute. So I can do that bit. What else have you got? There's a little radar-y thing. Little radar dish that I need to make up. I can stick one of the lights on. I had a bit of mishap with one of the lights. There's little light pods that you can put on the front here. And accidentally, the sprue gates are so thick on this, when I took it off, I actually took part of the part with it. So it's got some Smoo goo sitting on it at the moment. So that's the left-hand light pod. So I'm just trying to see where that sits. Somebody else popping in. Stuart Bremner. How you doing, mate? Who else is there? Somebody else. Expat's in. Hiya. How you doing, Expat? Expat's giving it. Hi, Smoo. Jared saying he doesn't have the patience to build cars. Can't believe how nice they all look in the dungeon. Yeah, the guys that deal with cars all the time. Some really nice stuff. I haven't really built cars for over 30 years, so that Beetle thing that I'm doing, that I was polishing up the other day and got all nice and uber shiny. I've still got a bit more to do in that, but yeah, my Porsche will be my first sort of proper car. John Paul saying, Smoo, I posted the 2 how-tos on your page. Great, I'll get a look at them later on, see what you're on about with all the fuel lines. So Stuart Bremner's in. That's a new name for me. It's saying, afternoon, everyone. Only a couple of hours left on my shift and 4 days of modelling. Where are you from, Stuart? Don saying, I'm stupidly doing tank tracks. I find that quite therapeutic. So individual links, Don. Yeah, so Stuart Brenner looks a new name to me. It's popped in. I don't know if you're in the dungeon at all, Stuart, or where you're from. But we do have a little friendly Facebook page. It's Facebook.com/groups/Smoo's Dungeon. Welcome to join that. Yeah, tank tracks. I quite enjoyed doing the one on Merkava. Keep saying it wrong. All I know is that Merkava means God's chariot, I believe. So yeah, I've quite enjoyed doing that actually. Ming kits are really, really good, but this is just something to stick together whilst I'm chatting away. Something that doesn't take too much concentration. A bit of fun. So yeah. And I thought to myself, is there any point going on in the afternoon? Well, there is. I mean, there's people that are not necessarily working for various reasons. It could be at home looking after a loved one or something like that. Or like myself, have all got their own disability issues. And then, of course, there's a lot of Americans and Australians and that pop on. So I know most of the British people will be out working. But I tend to find there's always somebody pops on and it just keeps me company at the bench. Really enjoy chatting to you guys. So Don's saying it's the easy 2-part Hobby Boss one, so not too bad. I haven't done a Hobby Boss kit. I've done most of the military stuff that I've done is obviously a couple of Tamiya ones. Trumpeter and Meng. So I haven't tried Hobby Boss yet. So that's a little light unit on the front there. I can't quite put the other one on yet because I'm just waiting on my Smoo Goo setting, because as I say, when I cut it off, the screw gates are that big, I accidentally took a chunk out. So that's in repair mode at the moment. But it's had a good little while. So that's glued on, that's glued on. Right, so I've got a little radar dish thing to do. So I can just set that up in there and out. I can just set the gun up on top of it and out, and it looks kind of like a tank. Kind of. It's getting there. Set that up there out the way. There's my tank tracks. Oh, from sunny Deal in Kent. Yeah, it's beautiful weather up here. You're not on the dungeon yet, but you'll pop it on the Facebook page. There's a lot of nice builders on there. A lot of unusual stuff. There's people doing figurines and tanks and planes and motorbikes and cars and unusual dragsters and all sorts of stuff. So I really enjoy what all the guys put on there. Expat saying, I do one morning a week because I'm a lazy git. But mind you, if you're in Spain, it's kind of like do they still have that siesta thing? You know, when you go there on holiday and then like everywhere shuts because it gets too hot to work. Yeah, it'd be really hot slaving away in a garage in somewhere like Spain where it's just, yeah, really constantly hot all the time. Right, I'm going to, let's see what little bit. I'll go for the radar one. So I'm looking for a little round piece. It looks like that. No. Or am I? No, I'm looking for a different round bit. That must be the round bit because it's the only round bit that's there. Their instructions are a bit vague. Right, so that's the one for the gun. All right, that's clever. So they've got it for one side, it's got a cutout on it if you want to do the gun. But if you flip it over, it's the ordinary hatch, the one I'm looking for. There you go. Not built much in the way of Warhammer before. I just thought we'd get one for a fun kit. So yeah, what a clever thing. Have it one way up or the other. So what's John Paul saying? Your son is already getting 6 models ready for the next show, so you display at model shows in, John. Yeah, I've never thought any of my stuff is. I'll just deal with your request to join Smoo's Dungeon if you just bear with me a second. That'll be Stuart, is it? Stuart Bremner. There you go. That's you in the dungeon, mate. Enjoy your stay, as it's a dungeon. Just find yourself the next empty cell. Watch out for the ones that snore, and just be careful when you pick up the soap in the showers. That's all I'll say. But yeah, the dungeon's a nice, friendly place. Tend not to rivet count and stuff in there. Feel free to create an album and share some of your work and stuff. But yeah, as far as I mean, I modelled when I was sort of, my dad started me off when I was about 8 or 9, and I did it till maybe I was about 12-ish, and then yeah, I was more interested in girls and motorbikes and stuff like that. So I've only really come back to the hobby a couple of years ago. I don't really think I'm up to competition standard. I don't have enough knowledge about getting something perfectly right. But yeah, for those that do sort of stuff that's good enough to go into a show, good on yous. I'd always be worried in case I got disappointed. Oh, that's good that your son's doing it. How old's your son, John, then, if he's doing 6 for the next show? Expat Spain saying it's 39 degrees today. Well, I think when I went out this morning on my motorbike to go up to the shops for, juice and stuff, because I like my iron brew, it felt like it was about 25 degrees. So it's really, really warm out. John Paul's a bit like John Bennett, and I'd be building for 50 years solid, yeah, and you still make mistakes. Oh, your lad, he's 11. Oh, cool. So he'll be in the junior section then. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. The thing is, it's all right to make mistakes as long as you know how to fix them, isn't it, really? I mean, I suppose everybody makes an odd boo-boo now and again. It's the experience comes with knowing how to fix your boo-boos. Where's the one I was using earlier? Somebody's you've hidden it from yourself, Terry. So yeah, this is just a fun wee thing, and I thought, yeah, I've been struggling with my mojo, trying to get back to the bench. So since I've started these silly little, there might be no silly little things, these wee afternoon streams, they're not on at the same time as anybody else that I know of. I've managed to get all my RZ prepped, ready for painting. And I've managed to get the bodywork on the Beetle prepped, and I've started building this. So it's getting me back to the bench, and you guys popping in and saying hello and letting me know what you are up to. It's really quite nice, because we've missed, I'm just trying to think now, is it 2 weeks since we've done a live show, a live stream on a Saturday? Some of the regulars will remember. Yeah, Jared, I'm my own worst critic, mate. But yeah, it's like, I do the best that I can. Everybody's got their own abilities. And yeah, the main thing to me is that I'm actually enjoying it again. There was times I was coming to the bench, and there's no point coming to the bench if you're not feeling like doing it. Yeah, I've trying to paint anything in this heat is a mistake. I found that last summer. I've got a lacquer coat to put on. It's nice to do it when it's warm, but when it's too hot and you start getting the lacquer drying before it hits the model, yeah, you can get problems. But yeah, as I say, it's for a little while there, I wasn't enjoying what I was doing, and I felt I was forcing myself to come to the bench and make stuff. And I'm back enjoying it again, and I'm just trying to get my mojo up so that I can actually get finished a lot of the stuff that I've started and didn't quite get around to finishing. And I'm finding that even if it's only 2 or 3 people watching, coming to the bench in the afternoon, and just live streaming and goofing off with you guys has helped me get back to the bench again. So for some that went in right at the beginning, we are trying to get a live show back to you this Saturday. There has been a change to the group dynamics that will all become evident at the time. It might not be quite the same format you're used to, but we're trying to get a Saturday show back for you. So watch out for sort of the middle of the week, the post going up. But yeah, I've been missing the Saturday nights. I've been missing news lot. I've been missing goofing off. So Saturdays will be coming back. As I say, it might not be everybody that you're used to seeing. Okay, but we will be coming back. Right. So what have we got here? You think my work's great? My stuff's all right, Jared. Strong Paul saying, everybody's got different building ways. Some people have more fun than others. The best thing this hobby is to have fun. I'm starting to enjoy it again. And what I'm actually, because I've been kind of neglecting my YouTube channel. And see, doing these stuff to be live at the bench things, I mean, I don't really need to tell people how to suck eggs and that, but one or two people have said, oh, I didn't know that. That's a handy tip or anything. So if it helps just one person, it's more just company for me. What are you saying, Expat? Good, missed having a laugh with you, Nutters. Yeah. We're definitely working on it. What's Stuart saying? He mainly does aircraft, but his mojo goes a little. I normally do small 172 or set, something totally different, just in 172, just to get your mojo going. Been finding figure painting quite relaxing. Something different to get my mojo going as well, but just simple little builds like this, like a wee Warhammer kit. You know, I don't even play the game. You know, some of the guys that are in today possibly were in the other day, and I mean, I've got a wee Warhammer Dreadnoughty dude. As I say, I don't play the game, but I really enjoyed painting him up. So that was a bit of fun. And I've also got some Space Marines to go with this. But right, he's a big sergeant, and it didn't really fit in. But yeah, there he is. There's the sergeant walking along, and then you're going to have this tank thing, and you've got this big dreadnought as well, and a big army and everything. But I just enjoy the painting of them. I won't be playing any battles with rolling dice or die and trying to kill people or anything. But it's just a fun and easy little kit. And the other thing is the paints, the Citadel paints and everything that you use, these paints, I don't like the design of the pot. It'd be better if they're in a dropper bottle, like, you know, like the MIG stuff and that. But they brush paint beautifully. And I'm really enjoying I like airbrushing, but I quite like just brush painting. You've not got to clean an airbrush every 5 minutes. You're just playing about with your hairy stick. But aircraft-wise, Stuart, I mean, the last time I did an aircraft, apart from my 172nd, there was a Battle of Britain set. I think it was Airfix that did it. My ex got me it, and it had the Spitfire and the Hurricane and the P-51 Mustang. But that was before I got my airbrush. And I just brush painted them, and it kind of got me back into it. But I like propeller aircraft, but the problem I've got is the storage. I find 172 a little bit fiddly. Don saying, am I still a Dungeoneer or did I leave? All you need to do is click on the members page and your name should show up. I have to keep checking. Because people come and go, because sometimes you join that many groups and your Facebook feed's just full of people building models and you miss all the messages for your pals. So I've left 1 or 2 groups, not because I don't like them or anything, it's just trying to see your friends' posts coming up and if you're in far too many groups. John is saying, I enjoy everything I build, that's why I build it. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a hobby. You relax and you enjoy making the things up. Right, so I've got to look for a radar-shaped thing. Now, it says you can build little smoke canisters and stuff. I'm not playing the game, but I might put them on it just for fun. We shall see. So a radar, which is made of 2 parts. So I'm looking for the radar parts. And there's the other bit. So there's my radar. So I can detect the enemies. Oh, weird spray gate that was. I wasn't attached to anything. Right, there's my radar bit. And then there's a bit that the radar sits on. Oh, I could feel this is definitely an ice cream kind of day. Get some ice cream going. Let's do. John Paul says, I don't realize how much knowledge I had until I start showing my son. Yeah, it's kind of dying off now because they're all glued to their Xboxes and everything. You know, passing it down through the generations, a nice quiet hobby. You pass it down to son. Oh, and your son's won a couple of People's Choice Awards so far, so you'll be dead proud of him. John Paul saying he uses VAO Paint a lot, and Tamiya. Yeah, I think VAO's about the only one I haven't really tried. Although I've heard it's really good for brush painting. It's just sort of preference. I'm tending to go a lot more onto for spraying wise, more onto lacquers. And Jared saying he uses Tamiya brush paint with the right blend of retard and the thinner it goes on. I actually find painting with Tamiya paint pretty straightforward, but you do have to thin it out and stuff, and some people struggle with it a little bit. But you know, it's each to their own. I suppose because when I started back in modelling again, I mean, there's far more paints now than there used to be. When I used to model, it was just all Humbrol and everything, you know. And now there's a lot better choices of different types of paints. I think it's just personal preference. And when I started back, it was Tamiya, or Tamiya, some people call it. And I just got used to brush painting with it. You make a few mistakes to start with because you get brush strokes in it because you've not thinned it and stuff like that. But once you get used to using it, I can brush paint with Tamiya, no problem. Yeah. But as I'm getting into figures and stuff like that, I'm going more into the proper acrylics. Stuart says he's been using MRP paints lately. A little smelly, but lovely to use. Heard of them again, haven't tried them. I've actually got a good selection of paints here that cover me pretty much for, you know, everything. But, you know, I tend to buy any new paints that I need for a model. If I buy a model and I haven't got them, and if there's only one person makes them, then I'll go to that particular one. But I'm finding now, try to find certain colours and you Airfix kit and it gives you all the Humbrol colours and it's like, kind of forgotten how to work with enamel paints, which is quite funny because it's all we used to have. A lot of stuff comes up all pre-thinned and all that. I think the reason I don't use the Vallejo, L's are Y's and J's, I can't remember now. Anyway, is that all their stuff's airbrush ready, and you're basically buying thinned paint rather than pure paint that you can thin yourself. So it's, yeah. Expert, if I lose my mojo on a build, back in the shelf of death it goes until I feel in the mood to do. Yeah, I've got a few in the shelf of doom. I had problems with decals with them and mucked up decal sets and stuff, but I was just fairly new back to the hobby, and I was actually, my biggest problem was I was using Humbrol Decal Fix, and I hadn't heard the settings all at the time, so that caused me a lot of problems. So there's a few on my naughty shelf because of that, because I didn't know about the decal solutions and knackered up decals. I couldn't get them to work. There's one or two slow burners, like my big Peterbilt truck that I'm doing, just because it needs a lot of work. But yeah, I think it's too warm for spraying anything today, so that's why I thought we'll stick some bits of plastic together. John Paul, when I spray Tamiya paint, I don't thin it. I always thin it 50-50. or roughly 50-50. I do it by eye. What some guys do is when they get a fresh pot of Tamiya paint, say like, well, there's one there. What's that? XF16 flat aluminium. What they do is when they get the pot, in case any crap comes off it, when they get the pot, they fill it up to the edge of the lip with X20A, and that's exactly 50-50. And then they keep their bottles pre-thinned. I tend not to do that because I tend to find that it's fine for the airbrush, but it's too thin for brush painting. So I thin them as I go along. I'm laughing at Dawn. I use what? Oh, did you leave and come? Right, I'll get you back in, Dawn. Just give me a second. See, as I'm live on air, I can do it. I've got my admin button ready. There you go, Dawn. That's you back in the dungeon, mate. No problem whatsoever. Feel free to share your latest stuff. Yeah, see, some people feel obligated to post up what they're doing, but if you're not doing much, I mean, you can look at what other stuff's doing and get some ideas. I'm laughing at Dawn. To be honest, use whatever's lying around, Crown, Valspar, etc. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just because it's got modelling stuck on it is just you could use something else. Expat Spain retarder and flow improver are my best mates. I think you would be in Spain with it being so warm. And you're going, how many sets? Yes, decals. Yeah, you'll be on about. That was quite funny that night because on the Saturday night live streams, when I'm hosting, I tend to read the chat in order as it comes in, and there was quite a lot of chat that night, and I think it was John Bennett had offered to send me up the decals that I mucked up, which was fun enough 3 sets. But I hadn't seen the 3 sets comment. And I was nattering away going, oh yeah, it'd be really good to get hold of these decals. And John's typing away, I've got 3 sets. I've got 3 sets. And I'm still reading through the chat and going, no, yeah, it would be about 3 sets or something like that. It'd be good if I could get hold of them. And everybody's pissed themselves laughing because they've already seen that John's typed in, I've got 3 sets, which is kind of why John Gordon Bennett, Gordon's Alive, has got the nickname 3 Sheets. Because I didn't notice till further on that he'd been telling me for ages that he's got the decals that I needed. And he kindly sent me them out. So I may be able to get some stuff off the naughty shelf, which is always a good thing. And saves binning a kit. But, yeah, that was quite a funny night. So they were ribbing me for a while about 3 sets. And then Colin got a kit, a Messerschmitt. Is that an Airfix as well? The big 132nd one? 132nd or 124 or 148, something like that. But you could actually get a electric motor to go in to turn the prop. And he'd managed to track one down. And I think he misheard me a bit, and I was like, oh, does that go in the engine bay? Obviously, if you put an electric motor in, it's going to turn the prop. But I was like, does that go in the engine bay? Is there engine detail on top? So it was like, yeah, they were ribbing me that you'll think you'll find it's an Airfix AF1004, and it goes in the engine bay. So yeah, I get ribbed a bit. Don saying his last post was in February. Have you been doing much modelling since then, Don? Or is it, you know, hiding away? John Paul says, I've been the cat on my spray cans. If it's just like a primary colour, or like a black or whatever, I'll just get the wee pots of lacquer from Mr. Colour. But the Tamiya rattle cans, I've got some really nice colours for the bikes. And yeah, you can buy any zero paints and stuff like that. But I decant all my Tamiya ones. So you've been doing loads then, Don, so you'll be busy uploading all your photos then. So where have you been hiding since February, mate? Just life getting away? Yeah. Real life sometimes gets away of modelling. But yeah, I'm still enjoying the hobby. I'm glad I'm back at the bench again. And even though I'm not a very quick builder, I'm enjoying what I'm doing at the moment. What's Stuart saying? Better go. The boss is coming. Good to say hello. See you soon. Right, quick, Stuart. Log off the page and bring up your spreadsheets again. Look after yourself, mate. And see you in the dungeon. And Beaker's in. Meet. Terry, hello. How you doing, Reese? Hope you're doing all right, mate. Yeah, meet. Beaker's in the chat. Oh, right. Watch out. Lindan Hammer Ripple is in. Don saying Facebook scale modelers normally. Right, okay. Lynn Dipple's going to, hi, Terry G. I've got 10 minutes till I've got to go to work, so hi and bye, my love. Yeah. It's, you know what it's like, Lynn. It's getting at the bench, my darling, and I'm starting to get wee bits and bobs done. Sitting doing these wee impromptu live streams, and folk, for some strange reason, are popping in and going hello, which I really, really enjoy. It gives me somebody to chat away to whilst I'm at the bench. So Lynn's giving it a hi day, everybody. Meet. Yeah, so as you'll notice, Lynn's got a spanner on, and she hasn't yet exercised the ban hammer. So we've given her a new nickname. She's got an itchy trigger finger, so it's now Lynn Banhammer Dipple. But she's got 10 minutes till she goes to work. I suppose in America it will be about what I tend to do, Don, if you try to post pictures about, is you'll obviously have your own Facebook modelling page, mate. Is if you just do your post on there and then share that one to the different groups. That's what I tend to do. If I've got pictures to share, unless it's just an odd one or two, I'll post them up in Smoo's dungeon, my Smoo's workshop, and then I'll share for that to whatever group, so I don't have to keep doing things. You can do that. You can do shares, or you can just create an album. But yeah, I can see if you're in quite a few, which is why I cut down some of my groups. If you tend to post on quite a few groups, your Facebook just gets full of it, and I had to cut them down a little bit so I can see my actual my biker friends' posts and things like that. I wasn't getting to see any of them. So just a little bit of clean up on this. What's Reese Baby saying? I'm doing very well, thank you. So happy to be back at the bench. Had a massive gap, few nasty things happening, but yeah, you had a bit. Real life got in the way, mate, didn't it? And Don's going, no, I like a personal message to different ones. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. If you remember quite a few groups, yeah, different groups have different types of modelers, and I might just join a group because there's one modeler on there. I like watching their stuff, but your feed just gets spammed with everything else. You're only in 3. I was in about 10 at one point, and I took my Facebook down for a bit and went, oh, it's just too much. So I took myself off a couple because I'd rather be at the bench making something than sitting watching everybody else's all the time. But yeah, I sometimes find I don't get time to watch some other YouTubers' videos as well because I'm trying to do my own. There's only so much time in the day. So I thought it was time to concentrate on my channel for a bit. I've just liked a picture in the dungeon of my bench from the 11th of February. What a mess. A messy bench is a productive bench, mate. I mean, mine isn't really tidy, is it? But yeah. If you're having fun and you're sticking bits of styrene together, your bench is going to get messy. And if you're anything like me, you'll start pulling, like, say I'm doing Citadel, right, I'll go, right, I need that paint, and I need that paint. And you start pulling all your paints out and everything. And it's like, oh, I'm just going to do a bit in the bike, so you'll pull a And then you end up with pots of paint all over your bench, and before you know it, it gets out of hand. But yeah, that's the fun of it. I can hear bikes out playing. So there's about 13 to 15 viewers in. By the way, if there's any new viewers in or people hanging about watching for the other links and you're not on the actual YouTube page, if you look down the bottom right hand corner, there's a little YouTube icon. If you actually come into the YouTube page, you can join in the live chat. Not doing anything exciting, just shooting the breeze with some fellow modelers whilst I'm doing stuff at the bench. It's really nice for people to come in. Landban Hammer Dipple has got to go off to work now, so it's just saying bye-bye, everybody. Yeah, we'll all take care, Lynn. I'll see you later on. John's got 14 projects on the go. I've got quite a lot as well, but I honestly don't know how many I've got on the go, mate. I dread to think if I was to try and count them. Yeah, I've got quite a few on the go. Unfinished and all the rest of it. Don's saying, have a look. Can you spot what I'm building? So have you posted something up in the dungeon? Oh, Shane's in. Sorry, did I miss you? All right, sorry, but it's further up the chat. Sorry about that. Shane Young's in. Yeah. Sorry, I missed you there, mate. I've been kind of flicking between looking at the model, looking at the chat, adding people to the dungeon. Sorry I missed you, but you did the right thing. You just typed it in again. And John Paul never gets bored. So you posted something up in the dungeon. Let me go and I'll have a little look at the dungeon and see what's... well, there's quite a few notifications up there. Let me go and I'll have a look. That's Vamp. Went in. Yeah. Oh, the making fuel lines video, seen that, and how to make a tach. Right, okay. I'm going to look at them later on. Is there other stuff being posted up? I will have so much... oh, what's Vamp saying? Good day, Terry. Will you be uploading the video to YouTube after? Now, where's that about? So many people messaging me via different media. Can get a bit busy. But yeah, I've I really like looking at the stuff that you guys do in the dungeon. And obviously we're missing a couple of weeks. Bear with me a second while I reply to Vamp. People messaging me via other formats other than the chat in here. Yeah, so I've definitely missed, on a Saturday night where we get to the dungeon bit and we look at what you guys have been building, so I've got a hell of a lot to catch up on. We'll have a look. Can you spot what I'm building? No, Don, I couldn't see anything. Oh, you've just added a picture. Right, let's see. What has he put in? Let's have a look. Just peeked outside to see if it was hot, for crying out loud. Yeah, all the monkey business is back. It is. It's really warm today. So Jared's away out to play with the kids again. Yeah, if it's a nice day, away out, and I didn't have them stuck in the house. Shane's giving it. You're okay, mate. Good to see you. Busy with sticking bits together. Are you at the bench as well, Shane? Good stuff. And John says he does a lot of client builds. Oh, so you're doing what do you call it? And folk pay you money for it again. Oh, total brain fart. Commission builds. Yeah, I don't think I'm up to the level that I would be good enough to do a commission for anybody. I'm doing one for a friend, but it's not really a commission. It's just for a friend. Clinton Eels is in. Good afternoon. Hello, Terry. Hello, everyone. And Beaker, RJC Models, is giving it, yeah, it's life, it's a horrid monster, we'll all get stuck, but with Beaker's back setting things on fire, and my first review in ages and setting up my group build eye. So you're getting on with your channel, that's good. What's John Paul saying? Smoo, so you have to get a lot of your stuff online. I do. There is my nearest sort of modelling and hobby shop is a bloody good one, actually. It's Wonderland Models in Edinburgh, but sometimes getting parked away from, well, a lot of bikes get stolen in Edinburgh, for one thing. I tend to find it easier just to shop online. But yeah, but my nearest proper modelling store is Wonderland Models in Edinburgh, and it's fantastic. I can get there in about half an hour on the bike, but yeah, it's one of these shops with a really, really big step. Stephen Whittingham's in. Hiya, Smoo from sunny Plymouth. Even afternoon. God, there's a lot of you in this afternoon. And Shane Young's mixing a concoction of chemicals together to make an airbrush cleaner. Thanks to your video. Thanks for that, Shane. If you're also interested in making your own thinners, Shane, you'll just need to get some retard on Flow Improver. Colin's got a video on Fesser's channel for the to make the equivalent of X20A as well. So there's a lot of folk posting stuff up in the dungeon. Like live at the bench turns into live in the dungeon. What's happening in the dungeon? Everybody's posting stuff up. It's pinging away. I definitely want to cover it on Saturday when we do the live. Oh, Stuart. Oh, right. Some aeroplanes. Good. That's right up John 3 Sheets Bennett Street, the aeroplanes. And Don is inspecting. All right, I've got to actually share this. This is quite funny. Oh, Don, I remember now. You always have loads of stuff in the background, right? I'm going to screen share this because it's actually tickled my fancy here, right? So it's on me anyway. So I'll go and screen share. Right. Don's being a bit of a joker here. He's doing individual track links. So the inspector is inspecting the track links with a wee guy. Yeah, always a joker. Yeah, cool. That's funny. I just made me giggle. That's why I showed it. But yeah, I've obviously we've not been on the last couple of Saturdays. We haven't really managed to cover much on the dungeon. So yeah, but we'll get the dungeon feature up on Saturday. So yeah, everybody's pinging stuff up in the dungeon. It's good to see it active in there because it's really nice for people to share different things and people go, oh, how did you do that? Or what colour did you use on that? And it encourages people to share information. John Paul's hoping Revell will get it together soon. Yeah, not quite sure what's going on. I know the American one's kind of off at the moment, but I think the German one, obviously it's been bought over by a holding company, and you know, I don't know when they'll get back up to their normal. And Shane's saying that the thinners is his next project if you don't blow yourself up. Yes, you don't want to be blowing yourself up, mate. You don't want to be. John Paul saying, pretty easy to go live now instead of having a program to download. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I just thought, well, I've not been putting a lot of, it takes time to sit down and do a video, and a lot of it was prep, and you're not videoing the prep, and you're sitting on your own and trying to get yourself to the bench to actually do the prep. And I just thought, I was talking to Fox one afternoon. I'm sorry if you hear a lawnmower in the background. I was talking to Fox one afternoon and says, I thought about streaming live for the bench, but I don't think anybody would tune in because it'd be quite boring. Watching somebody else building a model. And he says, if you're at the bench on your own and you want to chat to people, he says, just stream live, and if anybody comes in, they come in, and if nobody comes in, nobody comes in. I've been quite lucky. This guy, Vamp for South Africa's come in, a couple of Canadians, Americans. As I say, some of the guys that are carers for loved ones at home or are retired that are, you know, not working their 9 to 5 or whatever, are popping in. So been quite busy. It's, I think we had 20 in the other day, and I'm like, what? But it's kind of me getting back to the bench, getting my mojo up, and getting me ready for getting back and doing the live feeds on the Saturday again, because I do miss doing the lives. What's John Paul saying? Faster to download the live feed than loading a video. Never thought about it that way. Yeah, it's just, it's the thing is, if you're doing a proper video and somebody's looking to watch a particular build, then they can go on and watch the video of step by step. But I mean, when you do the live at the bench, it's just whatever I've got sitting there at the time, isn't it, really? Right, so which way up does this go? Look at the instructions, Terry. It shall tell you. It goes with the little bumpy bit. The pictures aren't very good. Either that or me eyes is getting old. Right, there's a bit of a little square on it. That's down at the bottom. It's down at the bottom, mate. That's where it is. And then that just sits in there like that. Okay. Got a wee bit extra thin on it. So, yeah. Apologies to our live feed viewers, but yeah, there's been a lot of people with... We've had quite a good run of it, actually, when we think about it, because we had originally thought about just doing one a month when we first started doing them. And we enjoyed it that much, it sort of went pretty quickly onto an odd random one to once a week on a Saturday. And we've been doing them solid for 7 months now. Clinton's giving it Aussies. Yeah. Doing them for 7 months solid now. And various people have their own real life things to deal with and stuff like that, and illnesses and all that sort of stuff. And group dynamics change over time as well. So, yeah, it's all good in the hood. But does it have to go a certain way, this? Groups change over time, but it'll all become pretty evident on the day. I'm just trying to see, is there a specific way they want that to go? Where's a bit of the... sorry if this flickers a bit. White tends to do that with the camera. It doesn't really show you. Does it matter? I'll go with that bit to the back, I think. I'll go with that bit to the back. What's John Paul saying? Just start to use airbrush. Just started about a year ago. Now you've got 6 airbrushes. Son loves using it, but doesn't like cleaning it. Yeah, kids kind of like getting into it. Yeah, spraying away. But yeah, I suppose you get the cleaning to do. And Don saying it's hard to plan anything. Something always just gets in the way. Yeah. Sometimes just off the cuff things that are quite good fun. Just go with the flow and see what happens. Right. And I've just noticed a yucky seam line on that I didn't notice before. And my OCD is trying to get it lined up with something. Where's my tweezers? Right, who's pinched me? I've got them. Panic's over. Don't panic, Captain Mannering. Let somebody pinch me tweezers. Yeah, this is... I thought I dressed it up, but obviously I haven't dressed it up well enough. It's just a wee bit of Warhammer. A little bit of Warhammer. This extra thin will soon melt any imperfections out. So have any of you guys had your summer holidays yet? Or are you like me and not had a proper holiday for, oh God, I'm trying to think now. When was the last time I had a holiday? 2006. 12 years since I've had a holiday. And these guys had your holidays or planning on going anywhere? Seems it's coming up for it. Well, the summer here in the UK, it's winter and down under, isn't it? It's winter down there. Yeah. So that little thing, that little doofray, is a radar thing that sits in there. So they can detect our enemies. There we go. That was fun. That's John Paul saying, I see Michael's is not going to be carrying model kits or airbrushes anymore. Not aware of that shop or place. Donko. Don saying if his bird shouts upstairs, we are going out. Live feed or not, I'm out. John, you haven't had a holiday in 20 years? Bloody hell. Yeah, an expat's like, I'm on holiday every day. Yeah. Must be nice staying in Spain, eh? Holiday every day. Yeah, the Manana crew. Right. And this is what I was trying to decide. This bit. Do I want that? Yeah, it's just that, isn't it? So what is that one? Okay, I need to find the other round bit. You can have a dude sticking out with a gun, but yeah. Don't know why I have the dude sticking out with a gun. Doesn't show you're allowed it with my one. If you're doing the rhino. Right, so I need 2 hatch covers on the bit with a little aerial on it. Well, that's the bit with a little aerial on it. So I'll get that off. John Paul saying in 4 years we'll be retired, can't wait. Oh! See, the thing is, the way it's going in the UK at the moment with the retirement age, I'm probably going to be pushing up daisies before I'm old enough to retire. Clinton's agreeing, yeah, it's winter there in Australia. Shane's going, we got married in 90 and never had a honeymoon because we had just bought our house and haven't had a taken a holiday in 28 years. Do you know, have like just wee days out here and there though? My dad used to do that with me when I was younger because we weren't very well off when we were younger. So we would like hire a car for a weekend and we would just go a day here and there or something. When I ran my own business and it was quite successful and I was married, I actually bought my own timeshare, which was the worst thing I've ever spent money on in my life. I had my own holiday home in Gran Canaria, but that was the last holiday I had in 2006 before the banks stopped lending, and yeah, not the best time of my life, I must say, but yeah. Moving onwards and upwards now, though. Not married now, funnily enough. Enjoying a single life. But yeah. Good on people that have managed to... I do admire people that have managed to stay together for years and years and years. You've got to be able to talk to each other for that to work. But yeah, big ups on people that have stayed married to the same woman for years and years. What's Shane? Expat saying life's too short. Yeah, it is. Do whatever makes you happy and bugger everybody else. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a laugh on Saturday. And it should be a laugh. Should be a laugh. As I say, we're just finalising stuff at the moment. There's one chap that would like to come on as a special guest. So we might have a guest on from Germany. on Saturday night. It all depends. We'll need to do a bit of planning and see if we can do that as well. Don Gilchrist is saying, geez, never knew what people who bought timeshares looked like. They look like people with mug written across their head. It was a beautiful development in Gran Canaria. And it cost me 10 grand to buy the timeshare, but you don't just have that, you have your maintenance costs. So every year you're paying another 360 euros maintenance on top of it. And it's just like, looking back on it, it was like, I could have bought a car, or, you know. No, there's a lot of young people. It's the reason we did it is my daughter has type 1 diabetes. And quite often when you go on holiday to places, especially if it's somewhere you've not been before, you don't know what the hospitals are like, you know, if you take a hypo or take a ill or something like that. So when we'd holidayed in Gran Canaria before, and we could get all the things that we needed for my daughter in an emergency and stuff. So we thought that it just worked out easier going on holiday at the same place for my daughter's sake. And we knew that when we went on holiday, if anything went wrong with my daughter and she needed medical help or anything like that, that we had it there. And that's the only reason that we bought it. But I would strongly advise anyone, unless you're absolutely loaded, getting into the timeshare thing. It's money that could have been better spent elsewhere. I mean, I've never been to America. If I look at, you know, the money that we spent on timeshare, we could have had our way to Disneyland and all that sort of thing. Because when I ran my own business, I was doing quite well. But yeah, you live and learn. But you know, I usually learn when I've done the wrong thing. Clinton says married to modelling. Yeah. And John Paul says, my whole place is a model cave. My son's taken over. You must be proud of your son, though, John. I mean, you've done modelling for many, many years and you've enjoyed it. And now you're passing your skills down to your son. You know. And you'll just like seeing him progressing as he learns with the airbrush and all that sort of thing. It is a nice sort of father-son type time, you know. Your Saturday afternoon with your laddie, right? What we're building today, right? No bother. Get them all set up at the bench. Airbrush already. What's Don saying? So far too many on That's Life. You're going back a bit now with the That's Life, you know. Are we getting into the retro talk already? Esther, I've got Horsey Teeth Ranson. I used to like that programme though, actually. God, that's going back a bit. You can buy a house and land for 20,000 euros. Yeah, I suppose when you look at it like that. Yeah. So obviously, expat Spain is expat. You've obviously been across the UK at some point in your life. What made you decide to go to Spain expat? I do like the nice slow pace across there. Just a sort of laid back attitude and the lovely weather, and yeah. But I don't think if I was retiring and going there, yeah, I would love that. But I don't think I could work in the heat. You know, I'm a mechanic to trade. Imagine being a mechanic working in a garage, leaning over a hot engine on a hot day. So yeah, I can see why there's siestas and all that comes in. But I do like Spain. And I'm not just on about the touristy bits. I like all the going and see how the real folk live and all that mainland sort of stuff, rather than off the beaten track sort of stuff. I like all that. So John's saying he loves going through your stash. So what sort of interests, what perks him up? Is it the usual sort of 11-year-old laddie? Oh, tanks and stuff like that? Or does he like his aeroplanes? Or what did I start off on? I started off on aeroplanes. Well, a Beaufort gun and tractor, which I need to get painted actually, that John sent me, which was the first kit I ever built. Planes, I've done warships. Yeah, it was most. I liked doing aeroplanes when I was younger and warships. But I've not built a ship for 30, 35 years. Don's going retro talk. I am retro. Yeah, I'm going to be 51 in September, and it's like I'm getting nearer 60. But they say 50 is the new 40, so I'm going to go with that line of thinking. I do like the 50 is the new 40. Oh, and another well-known face in. Common Road Junction's in. He's going, hey, how you doing, mate? Hope you're good. Absolutely sweltering here today. The sun's starting coming round the back now, so it's getting a bit warm here. Expert saying, mother half had a stroke due to stress, so sold up and came over and never looked back. Yeah, it's a more relaxed way of life across there. So yeah, it's sorry to hear that your missus had a stroke. Hopefully she's recovered reasonably well from it. But yeah, it's definitely more. It's just nice, yeah. If you retire somewhere nice and warm and hot, and then you can get obviously tourist season in that if you're in the touristy sort of parts. It's like bloody folk coming across here spoiling my view. So what's Don giving it? Bollocks to Spain. I watched the second series of Auf Wiedersehen. Oh yeah. God, that's an old series, I know. Auf Wiedersehen, pet. Why, aye, man? Yeah, some of their dodgy building and everything. That's quite funny. That's Common Road Junction saying, good, thanks, mate. WBU, welcome back, you. It's so hot, yeah. And John Paul's giving it, I'm 61 and I feel like I'm 25. Yeah, my mental age is probably about 15 or 16. I'm still a youngster at heart, but my body's aging, and it's like I still want to do those things, but my body won't work. But if you're keeping yourself fit, yeah, walk everywhere. I used to cycle and run a lot. I don't do much of that now, and yeah, I used to be really, really fit. And I mean, when I came out of the army, it was like, yeah, you know, could do all the running and everything, but I've got a bit lazy as I've got older. But I don't mind if I'm out sightseeing. You know, if you go out on a bike run and you go to a nice place and you go for a walk about, yeah, I could walk about for ages. Not in Little Britain. Computer says no. Is that actually? It's a series I haven't watched religiously. I've seen bits of Little Britain. I like the one where the bits where there's a guy in a wheelchair, and they went to the swimming pool, and they pushed him up to the swimming pool bit, and he turned his back and he got up to the high board, dived in. I like that sort of thing. But yeah, I didn't really religiously watch Little Britain, but some of it was quite funny. Conroe Junction's going, oh, a bit of Warhammer, I see. Yeah, try to get my mojo back. I've obviously got stuff that I'm building that I film for YouTube, but try to get back at the bench, try to get my mojo up. And I thought I bought this kit a while ago. I thought a little bit of Warhammer. Yeah, why not? A little bit of 40k. They are fun little kits to make. Instructions could be a bit vague at times, but they're really quite good. And sorry, I'm used to abbreviations on text. Yes, you're a bit of a youngster though, aren't you, Common Road Junction? So it'll be like you're talking in text speak all the time. John Paul's saying got to get some of these sanders. Yeah, I use various different sanders, but yeah, they're really good for getting in at all the bits and bobs. Conroe Junction saying, yeah, I see he's into text speak again. I know what you mean. I've gotten out of it recently. Expert's got the same problem as me. It's actually a problem that my ex told me is it's all right walking at the bar, it's getting back to the problem. Now, I've actually found out what causes that, expert. Well, according to my ex, it's your shoes stop working. It's nothing to do with your body. It's like when you've had a lot of drink, your shoes actually stop working, and you're trying to walk, but your shoes stay still, and that's why you fall over and stuff. So don't blame yourself if you've had one or two, sherbets at the bar, and you're trying to get home and you find it difficult. It's because your shoes have stopped working. So you can say that to the missus. Sorry, I'm late back. My shoes stopped working. Common Road Junction saying, yeah, 16. It actually gets quite annoying. Are you only 16? Are you? Because you're YouTubing as well, aren't you? You do a lot of the railroad stuff. If I remember, I watched some of you. You've got a cracking big setup for your train set and everything. Just heard a ping there. I'm just going to see if it's anything important. Bear with me. Oh, it's just one of these random messages. I can remember what it was like to be 16. Aye, no, not a worry in the world. Still staying at home. No bills to worry about. YTS training scheme. Apprentice mechanic. Hold £25 a week. Oh, the amount of sweeties you could buy with £25 a week. Can't you get that now, though? Yeah, 16. That's a good age, actually. But I sometimes think, people sort of go, well, I don't think I would like to relive my life again. I think if I could keep the knowledge that I've got now, and live your life again with all the knowledge that you've built up until now, I would maybe be tempted. But then there's the other argument that everything you've went through in your life makes you who you are now. And I want, I don't know. Would I have liked to have been alive in another era? I think if I had to pick an era that I would have liked to have been born in, would have been the 50s and the 60s. Everything was just a little, life was a little bit easier. I think. I mean, you still had to work hard and everything, but I just liked the music in the 50s and the 60s and all that. So I think if I was ever coming back on Earth and I could have the knowledge that I've got now, I probably would want to start again. But then I would probably still make the same mistakes. Conroe Junction saying, yeah, it needs a lot of work. I remember when I was at high school, I had a friend who was into trains, and he had the whole loft of his house converted, and we used to go up at lunchtime on our lunch break and play with the trains. That was amazing. But John Paul saying, yeah, it was easier in the 60s. And Clinton's going, wow, 16, they were the good days. They were the ones where you were chasing the girls and, you've just got your first job. You've got some cash in your pocket for the first time. You're trying to woo the girls and all that. You've not got bills to pay. You come home, your mum's doing all your washing for you. Dinner on the table. I don't think I'd like to go through the whole school thing again, though. School was quite a traumatic time for me. I didn't enjoy school. Didn't enjoy primary or high school, but I certainly enjoyed college and everything when I did my training as being a mechanic. But yeah, I was having a wee joke with Colin. You look at some of the youngsters these days and you go, they didn't look like that when I was 16. It's like, yeah. But yeah, kids get things. I mean, I suppose there's more free cash going about these days, but I think kids get a bit of an easier time of it these days. I mean, my dad passed away when I was 11, so my mum had to bring me and my brother up. I've got a younger brother, and she's away working 3 jobs. So, I mean, we always had food in our bellies and stuff. But back in those days, it was black and white telly. There was no mobile phones. Probably you were lucky if there was 2 or 3 houses in the street had a telephone. So if there was an emergency, they all knew who had the phone, and you would run up to the house. Can I use your phone? Can I use your phone? Everybody where I stayed knew everybody, which had advantages and disadvantages because everybody knew your business. You know, oh, did you know so and so's doing such and such? And we didn't have mobile phones and all that, so it was basically, you know, you would get a bunch of mates, a football, up the park, chuck your jackets down for goalposts, and you would come in when the street lights came on, you know, or you would hear somebody shouting down the road, "Your dinner's ready." And nowadays, kids are kind of sat in front of gaming consoles, and they're not getting out and doing stuff, climbing trees, making Tarzan swings out of really dodgy rope that you found lying about, and a twig it's probably about to break on a big branch of a tree across a river. Yeah. What are they saying? Oh, Don Gilchrist is saying, I'm just lucky it costs money to develop photos and it took a week. Yeah. But the thing is, you used to print off photos back then. I've got lots of photos on my hard drive and everything, but nobody really prints them off now. Because, you know, your mum would embarrass you when you took your first girlfriend home. And she'd come out with all the baby photos and everything, because all photos were printed back then, you know, and it's like, oh, there he is, and it's like, Mom. But yeah, you'd use your imagination playing conkers and stuff. You're not even allowed to play conkers at school now. You've got to wear safety glasses. Remember conkers, you know, go out when it's conkers time. Yeah. British bulldogs in the playground. Yeah, seemingly you're not allowed to do that now, because in case you fall and hurt yourself, you know, it's just, yeah. What's this? Experts going, all those boots full of oil. Right, you need to elaborate on that one, mate. Don't know what that is. John Paul saying, not too many jobs out for kids these days yet. There's a lack of apprenticeships. I mean, I left school, I was 15 3/4. It just happened, my birthday was in September, so, you know, I could leave. And there's a lot, and the folk are going, why are you leaving school? Why are you leaving school? I says, I want to be a mechanic because, you know, I've been tinkering with motorbikes since I was about 11 or 12-year-old. And they're like, oh, they're all staying on and all that. They're maybe from a bit more affluent families. I just, you know, I knew I had to go out and earn a living. So I learned a trade. And there's not those opportunities for youngsters now. So most of them are all going to university. So there's a lot of trades, skills being lost. And that's why we've got a lot of people coming across from Europe and doing the jobs that our youngsters don't want to do because nobody's training up to do them. Yeah, the trade it's going to come to the stage where we've got a trade skills shortage if we haven't already. Your plumbers, your electricians, your builders, and all that sort of thing, because nobody wants to do those jobs. They all want to go to university. Clinton was saying at 16 I had his first beer. It's quite funny. When I was 14, I was 6 foot tall, and my mate would have been 18, so he was legally old enough. And we used to, because the village was so small, everybody knew everybody. You couldn't go to your local pub. You had to go to the one in the village down the road. So we went into a hotel down the road and we were just playing pool, and I went up the bar and I got the round of beers. I mean, we weren't going daft. It was just like, we were sensible with it. We'd have a couple of pints, a few games of pool and go back home. I would go up to the bar 6 foot tall at the age of 14 and get served no problem. He would go up to the bar, being a wee short arse and being 18, and he'd have to pull out ID so he could get his beer. That's quite funny. First beer at... Oh, see, the thing is, that's... I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like say, I've always been the impression of, you know, if a kid is a teenager and they're supervised at home and they see you having a can of beer, rather than saying, no, you can't have it till you're 18, you let them have a little taste of it. And then you sort of go, all right, so that's what it tastes like. And they're not... I never stood in street corners drinking bottles of beer and stuff because my mum and dad had already let me taste it. I knew what it was about. But then again, my stepfather was a publican, and my mum worked in a bar, so I've kind of grown up with it. John Paul saying, I remember there were only 4 channels when I was younger. You're outside most of the time, never bored. Kids today got bored real fast. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, out and find bits of wood and make a gang hut, and swinging for trees on ropes, climbing trees. And then if you got really bored, you go to the village further down the road and start fighting. And John's asking who's Sanders pricey. This pack that I got were 10 quid for the starter set. But no, I'm just trying these ones out. No, they're not very pricey. They seem to be lasting up quite well. Expert Spain. The old mechanics used to fill my mate's boots up with oil. Oh, I was actually, it's another conversation we were having the other night. I mean, most trades have an initiation. I'm just going to have a little drink of juice and a little cigarette while I'm chatting to you. Yeah, most trades have an initiation. And what have I done with them? Where have I put them? I had them here somewhere. Oh, there they are. So as a mechanic, I'll try and keep it PG rated, but you're not allowed to do it now because it would basically be sexual assault. The initiation that they had for me as a mechanic, as a 16-year-old apprentice, was a bunch of big burly mechanics would pin you down on the floor, take your overalls off, take your trousers and your underpants down, and then find any of these guys that have worked on cars have heard of black molybdenum disulfide grease, right? So they get big, we used to call it black molly, so they get a big handful of black molly grease, and that'll get whapped onto your private parts. And then the absorbent granules for soaking up oil spillages, that would get fired in. And then the bench drill, you get all the swarf, the metal swarf, that would get fired on you. And then the black mastic windscreen sealer, that would get squirted up your bottom. And then they would pull your overalls up, and that's your initiation. But nowadays, that would be sexual assault. But that's the initiation I got as a mechanic. And it's like, all right, it was horrible, but I laughed it off. But nowadays, that would be a lawsuit. Vampin's in, all the way from South Africa. You're late, grr. No, you're fine, mate. You're fine. But yeah, expats saying the old mechanics used to fill your mate's boots up. We used to play lots of different pranks. Again, it was a conversation I was having the other night. Anybody that does the welding has worked in the workshop. You see the big red bottle and the big black bottle, the oxyacetylene, and you get the styrofoam cups, and you'd fill them up with acetylene, right, and place it down next to somebody who's welding, and then you would light the acetylene. It would just let off a almighty bang, and they would get a fright. Just stuff like that. Don saying, I missed my 18th because I've been drinking in the pub for 4 years and couldn't face telling them. See, I couldn't get away with that because there was like 4 pubs in the village that I lived in, and one of them was run by my stepfather, and my mum worked in one of the other ones, and everybody knew everybody, so all my mates were able to drink in the pubs, but I had to go to the next village down. John Paul saying, a lot of kids don't want to work ever these days. I don't know. I think that's all about yeah, I suppose some kids are lacking aspiration, and who do they aspire to? They aspire to their parents. So a lot of that's down to, you know, if you come from a hard-working family, and you see them both working hard, you're more likely to want to. Yeah. And John Paul saying, not enough tradesmen. Yeah, it's always the same. Yeah, it's a busy little afternoon in here today, Vampin, for the few folk popping in and out. As I say, I'm always quite surprised because, I mean, it's like a Monday afternoon here in the UK, and I'm just sitting at the bench doing Warhammers. So I'm getting my next little bit ready for putting in. I could have put it with a man with a gun and all that, but nah, these are really easy to put together. It's a fun of painting them. So, and again, I think I'm going to do the whole of this just by brush. It's just a little bit of a wee bit of fun. Oh God, I'm getting warm now. So what have you all the guys that have popped in a bit later on than everybody else? Are you at the bench? What have you got on the bench? What have you got planned? Anything exciting? Right, so this little bit goes in here. All right. This bit goes in here like that. Cool. Can I glue it for the backside? I shall give it a go. I'll glue in from the rear, said the actress to the bishop. Yeah, but it's really getting my mojo back, getting to the bench and just sitting the app and we use a lot. So thank you very much for all joining in. As I say, it's not the most interesting thing watching me sticking little bits of Warhammer together. Is that sweat or is that another glue? Yeah, see that extra thin? You've got to watch it. So a little glue mark, I'll need to sand off of that and one off of there. That's all right. Not worried about that. So that thing sits on there like that. So that's that one. What else have I got to do? Got my big gun on the back. Got my track stand. That goes on there. There's that emblem thingy to go on the front. Oh, I can do that. Let's take all this nonsense off. Set it to the side. Maybe get my gluey fingerprint off of. So any of you guys built Warhammer or do you game or anything like that? What's Vampin saying? Hey, Clinton, Shane, everyone else who's just saying hello to everybody. Don's just finished Trumpeter's TOS-188 missile launcher. Is that one of these big Russian missile launching platforms, Don? I do like my Russian stuff. A Hobby Boss amphibious vehicle. I'll need to try some of these Hobby Boss kits. I'm hearing good things about them. Yeah. Hobby Boss. I mean, I've built Trumpeter. What I tend to find with Trumpeter is their plastic is a bit soft, and they tend to put a lot of tiny little parts in, just for the sake of upping the parts count, and I don't quite get it. And when you try to cut the wee bits, even though you cut it away for the sprue gate, the Trumpy ones always snap, but the Meng ones don't. Oh, it's a multiple launcher. I've got one. I wonder if it's on the same vein as this thing. I'm kind of, it's on the naughty shelf at the moment. Is it one of these multiple rocket launcher type things, mate? One of those Russian multi. Yeah, one of them. I'd actually started that and it had an accident. I'd started it before I moved from my man cave when I split up with my ex. And I had to bring all the stuff to here, so I put everything in the boxes and packed it as best as I could. But I forgot that was sitting in the box. And another box was on top of it and crumpled the spare wheel carrier, but I've kind of worked around it. Yeah, the Warhammer stuff, it's not a difficult build. There's some interesting wee bits and bobs with the vehicles and that. It's all about the painting in them, you know. I enjoy painting them. But they can be a bit pricey, but they're very robustly made. Really heavy plastic on them. And Don Gilchrist is going, yes, only newer in track, so it's a tracked version of that rather than it being the truck. Ah, right, okay, so it's on an APC type platform. So yeah, what was I doing? Yeah, I was trying to get that gluey fingerprint off of there because the extra thin ran a bit further than I was gluing bits together and it went right up my finger. It's nothing to worry about. Just a little bit of cleanup. But yeah, just a little bit of a cleanup. Nothing to worry about. The primer will catch that anyway, because I'm just probably going to brush paint it with some Steiny, because it brush paints beautifully, the Steiner Res. But I just thought I would clean it up because it's wanting me to put something else on the front. A little emblem on them. Where does it sit? It sits kind of halfway down on. Where does it sit? Let's have a look at the box, shall we? Where does it sit in the box? Well, that's showing it across on that side. Right, so that's showing it across there. But it's reversed on that picture. Yeah, so that's it sits on that side. Right. So I shall place mine on that side. Unless it shows me something different in any of this artwork. Oh, see, I could also put one of these scrolls on it. I don't like the scrolls, they're a bit of a pain in the bum. I suppose I could stick it anywhere I want. I could stick it on there. I mean, I don't play the game, so I can stick it wherever I want, really, can't I? It's shown to put it there. Yeah, that's where I'll put it. I'll put it on there. I just need to find it now. It was sitting on a sprue all alone. There it is. I mean, the embossing on these, it's... I don't know if I can try to get my hand behind it. Focus. It's got loads of ridges in it, and there's a wee skull and sort of an eagle and a crest in the background. They pick up dry brushing in that really, really well. So yeah, they're a dream for doing that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's really thick, heavy sprues. Heavy sprues. So I've been watching Fox on his Warhammer Sundays, and I've got a wee set of 10 Space Marines there that I've got the Sergeant almost fully painted. And I've kind of base coated the rest. It's going to take him years to paint that lot. But yeah, he likes his painting, but it's going to take him a while to get all those painted, I think. Snippy it a bit off. A little bit of a trimage. And try not get any stabby moments going on. Blood live on air. Yeah. Excuse me, coughing in your ears. Temperature's really starting to heat up now. I wouldn't be surprised. It was about 27 degrees out there now. They did say on the weather report last night. So Don's put a picture up in the dungeon. I'll get a look at that in a wee while, Don. They did say last night that there would be some nice weather in Scotland, but you didn't tend to believe it until it actually happens. It's like, we're going to get yellow stuff in the sky. Are you sure? Are you mad? Surely not. So any other guys that are in here ride motorcycles the same as me? I'm thinking of going to cool off on my bike a bit later on. Get some air going round about me. A wee bit of feel the need for speed. Possibly involving a visit near a McDonald's establishment, as one does. Where's me thing? Where have we put it? I had one. Oh, there it is. It's hiding under my destructions. You hope I have my wheelies on. That'll be. I've got my Kevlars on. You maybe see a wee bit at the bottom of the bench, the camouflage jeans. My Kevlar's on there. It's a bit too hot for putting my wheelies on. I could put my leathers on, I suppose. But the only thing with that is that they're great when you're on the move. But as soon as you stop, you start sweating, and it's like, So, but the thing is, I'd rather be sweating like mad, and if the unfortunate was to happen and I was to come off my bike, have the best available safety gear on, then just stick a t-shirt on and scoot up the road. And yeah, you only need to lose your skin or that once, and yeah, it's just not worth the risk, I don't think. For myself personally, each to their own. But yeah, you go out with all your gear kitted up and you're sweating. They're quite busy in here. It's been a steady 14-ish people. That's cool. That'll be really nice to see if any of you guys going to pop on Saturday for run? Yeah, gravel rash done. If we manage to get going on Saturday, which I'm hoping that we do, any of you guys going to be about? Bit of the usual. Let's have a bit of a laugh on a Saturday night. Be nice to see some of you in there. Get some of this dust. Some of this dust off. Right. Now, where am I going to put it? Somewhere on the front. Oh, let's say in there. Or I can stick it on there, which is kind of cool. Or where do I stick it? That's where they're saying to put it. What do you think, guys? Should I put it there, underneath the windscreeny bit, or should I put it there on the front of the armor plate there? I think I quite like it there. So expert will be there on Saturday. If we're on, Shane definitely be there on Saturday. That's good. Don Gilchrist saying NHS loves summer transplant season. That's what my brother calls it, a donor bike. Says that's a donor machine. It's like, cheers, bro. And Clinton's still got a couple of, oh, that's how I started off dirt bikes. Dirt bikes is great fun. You fall off, you tend not to hurt yourself quite as much. And the good thing about this thin is I can get it on, get it to grab, and give it a bit of a wiggle about before I have to finally glue it. Have I got it kind of straight? Said the man with a glass eye and a cork eye. Ah, near enough. That'll do. That'll do for me. Yeah. That's straight enough. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to have that bit. These are good as well. You've probably seen folks using them on the Citadel seam scrapers. Don saying next door neighbours' nurses always call it that. Yeah, donor machines. Yeah. It's all right if you get the adequate training. I mean, John Three Sheets Bennett, he was actually a motorcycle instructor. And I've done my advanced and everything. But I mean, even with all that skills and you're looking ahead and trying not to get yourself maimed, it's the car drivers that always get you. Right, so I have put a little bit of an accoutrement on. Now it's saying that I can put, now that's a rhino. I'll wait now. The Razorback was telling me I should have put that up on the left, but I didn't want it up on the left. So I've done the radar, I've done that bit. I've got my big gun. There. There's a bit that sticks out at the front. I can get that on, the big. And then there's optional fuel tanks and stuff. Yeah, we'll get them. And ropes and... Now, I thought I seen somewhere that there was extra things that you could put on somewhere else. No. It's quite good the kit lets you do two. 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, you one of those Australian guys, Clinton, that sets your alarm at 4:30 in the morning. Which is kind of cool. There was a few of yous did that. And it kind of surprises us. It's like, why would somebody set their alarm clock for 4:30 in the morning to come and see us bunch of idiots being silly? There's nothing stranger than folk. Right, so where does that bit go? That's the big bit that sticks out the front, which makes it the razor thingy we do for. Right, so that's there. And there. That's that bit. Oh, and ropes and stuff. Well, I'll put ropes on it and we'll go see. Yeah, 4:30 in the morning. Yeah. What's quite interesting is the internet. Obviously, it's a big place. And obviously, I'm from the UK. And I'm streaming it like, all right, it's getting up to, some people will be coming home for work now. Started streaming at 2:30 in the afternoon, so most people at work. But it's a good time for like American guys or Canadian guys. Or I'm just looking for my Greeblies box. I keep hold of certain Greeblies. Right, there's a lot of roughness on this. I'll get rid of that. That time does not exist on my clock. 4:30 AM. Are you in the land of Nod then? Expat, yeah. Yeah. If my sleep pattern was normal, sometimes I'd actually thought about doing it once. I'm kind of back on what I call the day shift, which is normal people's time. You're waking up 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, and going to bed maybe about back 11 o'clock at night or something like that. But I do have problems sleeping sometimes and can find that I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock in the morning when everybody's going to work. And I'm waking up at 11 o'clock at night. And it's like, I might do it sometime if I can't get to sleep. Start live streaming at silly o'clock in the morning and see if anybody actually turns up. Because I suppose in America, they're like between 5 and 8 hours behind me and all that. What's Don Gilchrist saying? Bollocks to Oz. Every mammal wants to kill you and everything except for dear old Skippy. Yeah, it's like everything in Australia wants to bite you, maim you, or eat you. Yeah. We've got a good couple of Australian viewers that come in. I wonder, maybe Clinton can tell me this. See if you live in a country like that, and obviously a lot of the indigenous life wants to bite you, sting you, or eat you. Do you get taught about all the different types when you're at school, so you know what, when you're out in the outback or whatever, if you're out and about playing, if you see something, what not to touch? Or is there a high mortality rate? Because you think in a country like that where everyone wants to bite you and sting you and that they would have some sort of program in place at schools so that the kids have got a bit of a heads up. And yeah, Skippy can kill you too. I wouldn't like to argue with a kangaroo. You see all these funny clips on the YouTubes and that, the kangaroo. And they actually do go boxing, don't they? Which is quite funny. Right, so this goes on the front, but where does it go exactly? It just kind of goes up under there and stick the bugger on by the loops of it. All right, wait a minute. Let's see if there is actually a bit that slots into. Does it need to wait for? Or does this bit have to be? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's not wide enough. All right, okay. That was just the angle of the photo. Just place it in the middle of, somewhere in the middle of there, and judge it. Right, okay, that's fair dues. So let's. Don Chris is going, Clinton, not Hammond, Skippy. Scooping the bush kangaroo. Oh, yes. Skippy's good. He finds all the mine shafts. What's that, Skippy? A boy's fell down the mine and he's broke his ankle. Skippy! Yeah, oh God, yeah. Childhood memories, that, mate. Yeah. Expat's going, it's called alternative birth control and helps keep the numbers down. Yeah. Don't tell the kids about spiders and stuff. Yeah. We'll maybe get next door's house quicker because there's a housing shortage or whatever. Ah, that's bad. Some of the kangaroos are 7 foot tall. You're bloody hell. Yeah. Well, I'm 6'5", so yeah. And then you come up against this thing where its back legs are all muscle and it's, yeah, it starts like bunny kicking you. Yeah. Mind you, they say a swan can break your arm. If you mess with swans, they can be quite nasty as well. 7 foot tall kangaroo. What's that, Skippy? You want to go to the pub? You're not going? All right, Skippy, I'll take you. 7 foot tall kangaroo. That's actually pretty scary. 7 foot kangaroo. Revenge of the killer kanga. Yeah, I don't think I would mess with them myself, like. Yep. Yeah. So that's good. If everything goes to plan and we go live on Saturday, we'll have some peeps in. So that's good. It's always an advantage. Because we rely on you guys to keep the chat going with your interesting non-modelling related questions about Sally James, Tiswas, what you've got in your sandwich, what pizza you've just ordered, and such like. Pizza and beer, yeah. Experts saying, yeah, we did know about steroids. When you think about it, right, see all this steroids and stuff, right? I know they're going through the human body and that, right? But with the increase in that and stuff that gets disposed of down the toilets and when you go to the toilet and that, and eventually it all goes out to sea, you wonder if that actually affects some of the wildlife, and we've got some monster stuff in the offing that's breeding from tablets that are disposed of down toilets and everything like that. You know, it's just like, will we have a world of mutants? Terry's waffling again. Yeah. The mutant killer thing is. A wee bit of a rub in there, a wee bit of rub in there. These are great for getting into all these wee tight little spaces. Expats asking who currently has the little penis badge. My good friend Colin Wilkinson of Festa 67's workshop is currently the holder of it and is deciding who is next going to be the recipient, I believe. So yeah. What's Vampin saying? My whole gov is mutants. Clinton saying they teach you a bit at school, but most of the time you walk outside and see something and run. Yeah, if it's got big fangs and it's coming at you, get out of there, mate. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people are scared of spiders anyway, but I mean, you know, I quite like spiders, but it's nice to know which spiders you don't want to necessarily piss off in a hurry. Because quite like watching that I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Some of the stuff that they make people eat and that, it's like, yeah. It's bad enough for Fox eating his crickets. Yeah, I don't. Any of these guys ever eaten bugs? I mean, is it something you'd considered eating and think, you know what, I'll go and eat some locusts today because, yeah, I'm just feeling like eating locusts. Right, I might actually have to use my file on that, but where's my file? Oh, what have I dropped? I've dropped something. Oh, it's my paintbrush. There it is. There's my little file. Aussie spiders are huge and just see. I think the huntsman ones are quite nice. They look kind of like gentle and fluffy. You know, like you would cuddle up to bed with them. Quite like the huntsman ones. They look kind of cool. I mean, the biggest spiders we've got in the UK is it's a common house spider or Spidicus giganticus or something they call it. And I've got a couple in the living room. I love them. It's quite funny. You'll be sitting watching TV and you'll just see this thing go scurrying across the floor really fast. I like spiders. I'm a big fan of spiders. They keep the flies away. So yeah, I like spiders. And I don't mind snakes as well. I've handled snakes. I had a few friends that had snakes, and I lived in a flat where a guy kept rats. A lot of people are funny about rats. They're all right till they bite you, but yeah, I think it's the baldy tails people don't like with rats. Right, so if that's going flush on there, I need to get this bit square. That should be square enough for button on the thing. As a bike rider, I eat a few bees. Oh, I tell you what, I've been out a few bike runs, and sometimes you ride with your visor open just to, get a bit more breeze in, and then you see the guy up in front suddenly brake lights on and off with the helmet and everything, and the bee flies out. Wasps are worse because they sting you like mad. Now, what's Don saying? Last night I listened to a tale about yellow aliens riding cows at night in Gateshead. What kind of books are you reading? Yellow aliens riding cows at night. You sure they weren't out just cow tipping? I heard that's a thing in America. They wait till the cows are sleeping. Now, a cow's a good weight, and they sleep standing up and push them over. Saying that does not surprise me. I used to live in Gateshead. Gateshead, is that near Newcastle way, isn't it? Gateshead, am I right? It's in Englandshire somewhere. Full face helmet spoiled riders. I like a well, mine's has got the flip front. And you've only got 8 out of the top 10 deadliest spiders in Oz. So what's the other 2 deadly ones that aren't in Oz then? The Black Widows, I think, is one of the most famous ones that I've heard of. And I mean, vamping's in South Africa, so there's a lot of critters out there in all vamping, isn't there? I mean, when you think about it. Yeah. A lot of interesting wildlife out there. But I think you were saying, vamping, that it's mostly cheetahs and lions down where you are. You have the world's #1 poisonous snake, and what one would that be, mate? Is that the lesser spotted? Yeah. See, I thought rattlesnakes in that were snakes and spiders. It's funny how humans have developed a natural, I suppose it is a natural inbred fear of things like that. I think if I was looking at anything that I don't particularly like is scorpions. I'm not a big fan of scorpions. Things with stingy tails and that, and I don't like wasps much either. Because these buggers will sting you for no reason at all. You look at them and they'll go, take that. But I got stung in the throat when I was younger, about 7 times when they were dying off. The expert's saying, yes, it's a Newcastle brown that does it. The eastern taipan snake. Now, taipan, by the sound of it, sounds more like a Japanese snake, doesn't it? Taipan. Ooh. Yeah. some of these venoms that they've got, they just basically, they bite you and you kills your nervous system and stuff, doesn't it? Yeah, some scary beasties out there. If it's got fangs and teeth and you didn't ken what it is, run away. And that includes a Friday night when you see the ladies coming at you with the big fangs and the teeth. Run away for those as well. All they'll do is they'll rob your wallet, steal all your money. Oh, there was a joke going about Facebook, wasn't there? About, there was a couple of girls hanging about Safeways. Nah, I'm not going to, nah. You all know it. I'm not going to say it live because it's a bit rude. Oh, I'll be good. Be good. The ninja snake that I'm going to eat. It's good fun watching them eat. My mate had one and feeds them pinkies, which are like baby rats, the wee pink things. But you've got to make them strike at it so that they feel that out in the wild. So they dangle the wee pinky about and then you see the snake go bump and it just wraps itself around it and then you just see the bump going all the way down its back. The black mamba, now that's a ninja snake, and the green tree snake are both mambas. Green tree snake, oh, a man who knows his snakes. Yeah, tree snakes. Why is the snake in the tree? It just wants to kill you, probably. It wants to jump down. You see the snake that was in Jungle Book? What kind of snake's that then? In the key of random. What was the snake in Jungle Book? For your starter for 10. Right, trying to judge this being in the middle. I could use a ruler, I suppose. That would be the sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? But then that would require using brains. Stick. Yeah, bugger. Right, I'll slide it a bit once I've got blue on. To see you better. In one bite, it can pump 44 milligrams of venom into you. So the Jungle Book one was a python. That's the ones that squeeze you in it. Right, that needs to come down a bit to there. And that needs to come down a bit as well. A wee bit of movement time. Quite hard to do this on camera, sorry. I'm trying to see where the line of it is. And then get it. Ah, it's near as damn it. Is it a bit skew off, is it? And obviously it being Games Workshop, there's no location tabs or anything. It's like, yeah. It will stick. Let's see some of this extra thing. Car, that's it, car. My mum liked that snake. That's the one that sat up in the tree and went, trust in me. Yes. Grew up all the Disney films. See, that's another thing between us older folks and the youngsters. Are all into their anime and stuff now, and they're all coming out with, oh, have you not seen this? Have you not seen that? And I'm like, if it's not the Roadrunner or Tom and Jerry, I've never watched it. Yeah, car. Expat Spain says, sounds like my ex. Don's going, ones that squeeze, you mean my ex starred in Jungle Book? Yeah, I mean, some of these things get to some blooming sizes, don't they? Yeah. And then, you know, I'm the kind of daft person that'll, there was a time I was doing a Blackpool and I seen a guy with a big snake around his neck. Like, oh, can I have a shot? And he put it around my neck. But imagine if it was to wrap. Oh, yeah. And Vampin saying they think all the snakes are their exes. Yeah. we've all got those hanging about somewhere, eh? Yeah, so what's your favourite cartoon of all time? I think I like the Roadrunner and Wile is it Wile E. Coyote? And all these Acme things they came up with. I used to always laugh, and they'd pull the roller down in front of the something and paint a cave on it, and then they walk into it. Oh, yeah. Did they not do a, I'm trying to remember, did they not do a spoof one with the Roadrunner, the Coyote 1 ones? Always felt sorry for him. So that's the diggy thing on the front. Right, okay. So the actual scroll goes on the other side, I guess. Oh, creaky chair. I'll show you, but there's no scroll on that one. I think you can just basically make these up as you go along, can't you? These are all optional. Yeah, I don't like the scrolls. Right, there's fuel tanks, and it looks like ammo stuff there. I might go for that. I might go for a bit of that. So what have we got? Where's the accessories? This one. Yep. Beep, beep. Right. Oh, God, the chat's shot up really quick. I'll need to catch up with that now. John Paul saying, my dad is 89, still loves watching the Roadrunner. Yeah. Or the other one, was it Elmer Fudd? I'm going to get me a wad. Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny. Tom and Jerry and stuff. That was, yeah. Oh, keep it to hobbies in. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. He's in saying hello all the way from Germany. So we've got Germany, we've got Canada, we've got Australia, we've got South Africa. Yeah, all over the place. And of course, the good old USA and the UK. Vampin says, I know mine stars an Alien. Your favourite cartoon stars an Alien? I'm just trying to think what one that would be. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Don't know that one. This may be a South African one. Have you always been in South Africa, Vampin? Yeah? Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't think I've heard of that one. And he still watches it today. And Don's given my oldest watched He-Man. He-Man all the time. Oh, the other one, Thundercats. That was the other one, Thundercats. Marine Boy. I don't know that one. Oh, Wacky Races. Oh, Dastardly and Muttley. Yeah, that dog in it. And Penelope Pit Stop. Oh, Wacky Races. Yeah, loved that. Courage and Robotex. Yeah, nah, I've not heard any of them, Vamping. And the other one that we used to watch of an evening was Scooby-Doo, before Scrappy came into it. You know, the original Scooby-Doo. It's a ghost. Right, I've actually just thought there's a bit here that I should have done for earlier on, which is part of my big double gun that I haven't glued together. I can have it with an optical sight on it, which is this bit here. So I'm going to do that next, so I can get some bits painted a bit later on. Courage and Robotech. Yeah, I don't know, Vampin. That's not ones I've heard of here in the UK. Yeah, it was all the, I think, Looney Tunes, isn't it? I've heard the Marine Boy, Don. Don't think I watched it. I mean, a lot of the stuff when I was younger, it was like Captain Scarlet, Thunderbirds, This is the voice of the Mr. Ons. Joe 90, stuff like that. But yeah, I suppose when you've got people from so many different countries in, Marine Boy, geez, Oxygum was a household name. No. But it used to be, in the UK for me, most of the cartoons I would watch would be on a Sunday afternoon, because we had Glenn Michael's Cartoon Cavalcade, and this old Scottish dude would come on with Paladin, and it would all be all the Looney Tunes type stuff. And I'm talking back when it was black and white TVs. So the Saturday was my dad's TV day, so it would be, you know, all the grandstand and stuff like that, or cricket and stuff like that he would watch. Through the week, my mum would watch all her Crossroads and all that, but a Sunday afternoon, me and my brother got to sit down for Glenn Michael's Cartoon Cavalcade, and that was our sort of highlight of the week, because to be quite honest, the rest of the time at that age, they were out playing, kicking footballs about, or cycling, or, you know, we weren't sat in the house on Xboxes all day long. Don Gilchrist is saying, might have been the first Jap cartoon. Vampin. G.I. Joe, I vaguely remember that. What age are you, Vampin? You must be a bit younger than me. Thundercats, remember Thundercats? Robotech, I don't remember. Transformers, yep. Tom and Jerry, yep. Pinky and the Brain, I've seen that. Didn't know watched a lot of that. Batman, yep. Pow. And I, Terry, born in Italy but bred in South Africa for the age 2. Yeah, so you've been about then. Saturday was Double Deckers. I'm just trying to think, Double Deckers. Saturday would have been Tiz Was in the Morning, or what was that one? Saturday Takeaway or something? The one with Cheggers. And as you got a bit older, it was like OTT in the evening, which was basically the same crew with Sally James and that in the evening. Phantom Flan Flinger. Phantom Flan Flinger of Raspberry Town. Oh, the Monkeys. Oh, yeah. I did watch that. Hey, it's Monkeys. There was something else on at similar time as the Monkeys. What else was there? If I'm thinking back to sort of police programs I used to watch, we'd be looking at Streets of San Francisco. I liked that. Kojak. Of course, them damn Duke boys and Daisy Duke, Dukes of Hazzard and that. In the UK, it would be The Professionals, Minder, all that sort of, aye. The Sweeney, Z-Cars. Oh, what have we got now? The Monkeys, the Banana Splits. La, la, la. That's another American import. Yeah, the Banana Splits. Monkey Mobile would be a treasure to have. Yeah. The Monsters. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they didn't make them like they used to. I don't think anyway. They certainly don't make them like they used to. But a lot of that stuff's coming back now, isn't it? When we used to think that the special effects on the original Flash Gordon was like, oh, wow, look at that. There's a firework stuck up the back of that thing on a string going, wee. Yeah. Easily amused. So what all you crazy people up to this evening? These really nice days, all getting the barbecues out. Vampin's 39 now, so you're kind of almost a generation before me. So a lot of the cartoons that were coming out for you, I was kind of chasing after girls when they came out, because that was a bit more interesting. Clinton's saying on a Saturday we would catch snakes and spiders and ride kangaroos. Yeah. Oh, so you're leveling up to 40 next month then, eh? Power up. Well, see, I've been told, well, I'm 51. Colin's 51, so we're actually born in the same year, strangely enough. I'm going to be 51 this year, so I'm edging slightly closer to 60. But I'm sticking with, somebody told me that 50 is the new 40. So I'm sticking with that. Expats away up to the bar when it cools off a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I could fancy a pint myself, but no, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to stay off the sauce. But yeah, it's weather like this. You fancy a beer? I've got ice cream in the fridge, so I might just have an ice cream. A wee ice cream to cool me down. What's Don saying? They can't do double deckers again. Surely not. A load of homeless kids living on a bus in a scrapyard. Maybe so with this government. Yeah. Sometimes when you think back to some of the kids' shows and that they put on, or some of the less politically correct stuff, Bless This House and all that, you can't get away with any of that now. And it's, I still find it funny, some of the stuff. Oh, some tapas. Yeah, I was introduced to tapas when I was on holiday in Spain. Some of them have got like little fish in them though. And, but like Colin keeps trying to get me with jelly deals. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I don't think I'll quite fancy. He's always on about a typical dish down there is pie, mash, and liquor. That sounds really good, but it's not like the gravy that I think of when I'm thinking that it's like a spicy, herby thing. So I definitely need to try that. Clinton says he should be sleeping. What time's it there now, Clinton? In upside down land. So yeah. Imagine setting an alarm. I suppose most of the live shows across here in the UK, I mean, you've got your remodels on the Monday, and you've got your ISM on the Friday. I suppose for you guys in Australia, they are going to be at, silly o'clock in the morning. So if you want to keep up with... I mean, there's a lot of guys in America that YouTube stream and all that as well. Is there nothing like that in Australia? Because I take it you are just sitting at the bench, chilling away, going, yeah, let's have a wee blather. I'm definitely finding I'm getting stuff done at the bench, even if it's just fun stuff like this. But I agree with the rest of the guys. It's going to be too warm over the next day or two to get actually any spraying done. So I should be able to brush paint this one. I'll maybe have to use a wet palette on it because it's that warm. And what am I looking for? My little semi scraper. See if I can get that wee notch off there. I think I shall sand it. I shall sand it. These sanders are great. Yeah, so I'll probably be on for another 20 minutes or so. Because in the UK, around about this time, this is everybody's... I was laughing. Was it Vamp that was wondering what I was... I said I was going away for my tea, and he thought I was going away for a cup of tea. But in Scotland, we call our evening meal or tea. So, yeah, I'll probably have to start thinking about what to feed my belly. Quite fancying some Chinese food tonight, but I don't know. It might be a bit warm for a curry. I might just jump on the bike and go to McDonald's or something for a burger. 2 a.m. Wow, 2 a.m. So, are you a bit of night hawk anyway, Clinton? I mean, I suppose if you're across there, you like the small hours. I quite like the small hours of the morning because it's quiet and you can think. And I do a lot of my best thinking when it's late at night. My brain, for some stupid reason, comes alive at like 11 o'clock at night. And it's like, go to sleep, brain. I want to go to bed. So quite often I'll be sitting here modelling at the bench at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. Dawn saying it's far too hot to cook. Yeah. I do feel sorry for chefs in that. I mean, my mate's a chef and a head chef in a local hospital. And they're standing over all the broilers and everything in this weather. I suppose they're bound to have some sort of air conditioning, but yeah. It can't be much fun for people who are cooks and chefs and stuff. I know it was bad enough when I was a mechanic and, you know, it's roasting like this. You get the car in, customers just brought it there. It's roasting hot. You open the bonnet and it would just knock you out with the heat. Yeah. Progress. Making some progress. So if you want to help me out throughout the week, what I'll do is probably about Wednesday, I'll put one of the gallery posts up in the dungeon. So that if you want me to feature, because I will be doing a dungeon section on Saturday when we do the live. So I tend to feature, I don't know, Vamp's maybe not seen a Saturday one. I tend to try and feature you guys' work in the dungeon, but there's been so much posted over the past couple of weeks. I didn't really want to miss anything, but it can take ages to scroll down through a big page. So if you watch out for a post going up saying add any photos you would like for the Saturday Night Live to this album, you can either add it to the album or post in that column, and it makes it easier for me to find stuff, and that way I don't miss out anything that you guys are posting up. So that's that little bit done, I think. I'll just give it a wee buff up with my Buffy. What's Dawn saying? I've had new tatties and butter every day last week. It was too hot to cook. There's a particular tatty that I like. Oh, Charlotte potatoes. They're small, new potatoes. And you don't have to take the skins off them, and you just boil them up and a nice knob of butter on the top, a wee bit of salt. Absolutely gorgeous. I tend to find that with me living alone, I don't cook as much as I used to. I order in, but yeah, if I'm having a meal, and yeah, gotta have butter on your tatties. Butter on your tatties, man. So that goes in there like that. That's his little thing that goes on top of the gun. I shall get some gluage on that. And let that. Now, there was somewhere else I got a fingerprint. Can any of you remember where I got it? That I need to tidy up. I'm sure there was something else I got a fingerprint on. I've done the one on the front. Was it not one of these hatches or something when I'm sure there was something else I got glue on. Can't see any fingerprints on that bit. It was this hatch, wasn't it? Yeah, that's the one I've got to clean up. Clinton saying, I had a busy day at work, fell asleep at 8 p.m, woke up at midnight and saw you were live. So I got in to say hi, but I'll have to go soon. You start work again in 5 hours. Yeah. Well, hopefully at the weekend you're off then. Yeah, so it's looking good for Saturday. As I say, nothing's completely definite yet, but it's looking good for Saturday. And it will be at the usual time. And I hope to post something up around about Wednesday to confirm. And that way it lets you know what's happening. But even if it's only just a couple of us on, we shall have something on. Because I'm definitely feeling in a better place than I have been. And I've been missing you a lot. I like it's like my Saturday night out, sitting goofing about with you lot. I really, really enjoy it. But I need to try and get some stuff up my channel. Some of my builds finished. Get that done as well. Right, so that was a bit of extra glue on. Right, so that's the cover for this gun that sits on top of there. That one sits on top of there. And the radar thing sits on top of there. And that one sits on top of there. And then this bit, once it's all glued together, will sit on top of there. So that's that done. I've got that on the front. So I don't think that's. Oh, I was going to do. I was going to do the optional fuel tanks and everything later. That's Rhino. That's Razorback. That's optionals. Oh, you can put a rope on the top as well. Will I do the rope? Will I put a rope on top of it? Why not? It's a little bit extra something else in it. A rope on the top, and there's a fuel tank and an ammo box. Yeah, I'll do both of those as well. I'm not quite sure where they go exactly. Oh, they go on the back ends of these. Whoop. Goes on the back ends of these. That's cool. As he destroys everything. Everything's fell apart. It's all broken. I don't think I'll glue any of these turrets or that in anyway. What's up in the chat? You're working, Vampin saying he's working on getting all his stuff up as well and trying to get things going on his side. It's time, yeah. I just went through a bit of a period I wasn't feeling that great, and it's like trying to get myself at the bench when I couldn't be bothered. So I'm feeling like doing stuff at the bench now, and so I shall. It'll probably not be every day these things. It's just like if I come to the bench and it's an afternoon and you know I'm going to be at the bench, I'll probably just stream live. I'm certainly not going to go live at times that other people are on, because there's no point, because then you're just splitting your audience up and you end up sitting on your own. So if you're at a spare end tonight, you obviously know, most of you guys will know that the E-Models live stream starts tonight. So you've got the what's in store. I wonder who's doing it tonight. I know Tedworth, Professor Ted McSkipperton, is still sorting out his man cave and everything. So it will most likely be Fox and Chris, or as some people have started calling him, the guy in the red shirt, which is quite funny. And I'm not sure which one of them's turn it is to do what's in store tonight. We've had some interesting ones. We've had half a horse. And last week we had a foot, which was, I was like, alrighty then, yeah. So, but I think what I think it was Chris that did it last week, so it's probably Fox's turn this week. And I think he tried to do the theme of football. So he's typed in the Emoples search thing, foot, and it's came up with a scale foot. I just thought it was a bit comical. Yeah, let's all build a foot. Looked quite good, like, but I mean, what would you do with a foot? Clinton saying, I do enjoy the Saturday show, but these have been great as well. Thanks for that. It was just a, you know, it's like, I'm at the bench in the afternoon. I'm probably not going to do anything much. But I thought, yeah, it's nice to have company at the bench and just do something simple, something I'm not filming, something I've not got to concentrate on, and I just goof about. And I was quite surprised how many people tuned in, and we've got a few new viewers as well. So I'm glad you're enjoying them. At the end of the day, you're just listening to my inane drivel for a couple of hours, but you're probably sitting at the bench doing stuff anyway. Vampin saying, I've got a few videos on my YouTube channel where I painted and built some remote controlled shells and RC chassis, and then life to over and stop, and now you've got the time you wanted. What I do is, I'm trying to remember where it is, but if you click on files, there's a tab that will come up with everybody's YouTube links on it. You might be able to scroll down the page in it, Vampin. And the idea behind it, it was one of Colin's good ideas, is if you post up your channel link in there, everybody can cross-sub to each other, and it brings the subs up. So feel free to put your YouTube channel in there. It's good thing conversing live with your tribe, Packington. It's made my track building and wheel painting far easier. Yeah. So yeah, what I really like about the dungeon is everybody's really friendly in there, and you all sort of share your stuff, and then somebody will go, "Oh, that's a nice kit. Where did you get that?" Or "How did you do that effect?" Or, you know, you'll sometimes get somebody posting up going, "I'm thinking of trying to do this. Has anybody done it before? Any tips?" And you guys help each other. That's kind of what it's all about, you know. Somebody's maybe done something before, but somebody's doing it for the first time, and it just sharing the information. A bit like, you know, sharing it with your son and stuff like that, passing your knowledge down. And so, yeah. Yeah, Vamp, and if you have a look for it, they do tend to get buried, but there's a tab up on the left-hand side that says files. I'm pretty sure it was a file or it was a doc, one of the two. You might be able to scroll through the page and you see the big YouTube logo. And basically just, yeah, if you've got a YouTube channel and you've got content on it and you're trying to get it out there a bit, just, you know, paste up your link, say, "This is my YouTube channel. I've got mostly this, that, or whatever on it." And you'll tend to find that if you sub to the other people who's also listed on there, they all cross-link, and it just bumps up your thing. Davey UK's in. Oi, Smoo, what's smooing? I'm just, you're probably just catching the tail 10 minutes at the day, Davey. I've just been, usual, managed to get to the bench, and I thought I would stream while I was at the bench. I'm going to go off about 5:30ish. And there's a whole load of people popped in, and they were talking about all different sort of stuff as usual. What's John Paul saying? Some people don't like to share. Why? If I build a model and it looks all right, and somebody goes, "I fancy building that model," I was talking to Colin about it the other night. They can take some tips and tricks that you've used on the build, but you really want them to build it better than what you've done because they've got an idea of what they're doing. So, yeah, sharing info. Everybody's got to start somewhere. You know, there's a lot of stuff I'm still learning. I'm learning all the time. And it's just the funniest things. Somebody will mention something, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that," and stuff like that. And it's just all wee things. And it all adds up. So, yeah, I like the whole sharing aspect of it and having a bit of giggle and a laugh as well. At the end of the day, we're all just sticking bits of plastic together, aren't we? So why not share? There are some tips and tricks, but it's not a hidden art or anything, you know. But if somebody's maybe new back to the hobby and doesn't know how to do something, I've always said there's no such thing as a stupid question. So if you've got a question that you want to put up in the dungeon, you think, "Oh, people think that's stupid." There's no such thing as a stupid question. There's only a stupid answer. And we generally get people that are really quite helpful, and somebody will post a question up and they'll go, "Well, I've tried it with this and it worked fine for me." And you can either take that information and go with it or attempt your own stuff. And David's right, yeah. Every day's a school day. If you don't share, you don't learn. And John Paul's the same. He loves to share. But would you give somebody your last Malteser or fruit parcel? I mean, there's John been doing it. How many years, John? Quite a few. And there's always new products and new techniques and stuff. I mean, all these things. I think a lot of the older skills are being lost from, dare I say it, the more mature model makers that used to do things the old-fashioned way. And there's so many products out there now that you just buy ready-made and you don't know how to do it from scratch. So if you run out of that, you don't know how to make it the old way. So I think a lot of the old skills, like making your own washes, dot filters, you know, magic washes and stuff like that, people don't know how to make their own. And unless it's, you know, an AK product or whatever, and it's a weathering and streaking thing, some of these things are great, but it's quite handy to know how to make your own pin washes and that. I mean, I make my own pin washes. I've seen all the MIG pens, and they're great, the oil brushes, but they tend to be a bit thick for me. I maybe want a, you know, so I make my own, I mix it up from scratch, and it takes 2 seconds. You know, a wee mixing pot, you get your tube of, well, everybody will know this one, eh? Starter shit, filth. You get your tube of that, you get your odorless liners, put a wee bit in, you mix it up, get it to the right consistency with your brush. There you go, you've got your pin wash. So yeah, but then a lot of it's laziness as well, eh? Convenience stuff. Why make up your own wash when you can just open a bottle and it's already done? And John's old school. Bumping, same here, old school. But there are some nice products coming out, especially Dio stuff. But I mean, all your texture stuff. But then again, it's like polyfill and sand, really, and you know. But there are some really nice products coming out. They can be a bit pricey. I noticed a couple of the water effects one, which is basically 2-part epoxy, and the kit's like 20 quid, and it's like, But as soon as you put modelling onto it, it suddenly becomes really expensive. So, yeah. So as soon as you're late in, Davey, just to let you know, there's a 99% chance we're going to do a live show on Saturday. It'll be on at the usual time. Just finalising the details on it at the moment. The confirmation post will go up on Wednesday, but there have been some changes to the lineup in the group, but that will become self-evident on the night. But we're hoping to put a live show on for you on Saturday, and we might even have a special guest from Germany. I think that you guys might know him from the dungeon, but we're going to keep that under wraps till the time. I had thought about trying to do them myself, you know, when the guys weren't well and we were still figuring out what was happening. But I thought it was a bit much for me to try and handle the chat and do all the dungeon, and you know, you come on for a bit of a laugh. I can only hold your attention with chatting away to you for so long. So the good news is it's looking like a go for Saturday, but it will be a bit different from what it's been before, but that'll become evident on the night. But I hope you all tune in and enjoy yourselves anyway. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. We shall play it by ear. And we're also looking for guys who have, like yourselves in the dungeon, who have a webcam and mic, who might want to join us of an evening. So if you want to, if you're interested, you can either, if you're in the dungeon, just PM me through the dungeon. If any of you guys are wanting any more silly wee Smooth Workshop stickers, you can also get hold of me. I'm just typing in the email address if I can type it in correctly. That's my email address, smoothworkshop@gmail.com. If you're wanting stickers, name and address, and obviously when I get my money and I get a batch of them together, I will post you a couple of stickers out if you want stickers. Yeah. Go and Cam, you can build and talk. Yeah. So if you're interested in actually doing what we probably tend to do before we bring somebody that we've not chatted with or interacted with on a hangout before, providing you've got a webcam and a mic, you can either contact myself or Colin at Fessa 67's Workshop through the dungeon, and we would invite you into a non-live hangout at first for a chat and a blather and to see if your audio and your camera setup's all right. And then moving forward, I would like to encourage people like yourselves to come on as a special guest on a Saturday night, and we can find out a little bit more about you and what models you like building and stuff. So if you're interested in that, either email us or, get hold of me or Colin through the dungeon, and we'll take it from there. But what happens when my laptop still works? Some guys can do it with a tablet, but I would say if you're joining a hangout with a tablet, that you need one of these earpiece and microphone things, because otherwise it kind of echoes. That's the biggest problem. I'm usually at my desk bench while doing stuff. Yeah. Davey's going, live feeds are good, Smoo. What, these? It's probably quite selfish, actually, because although you guys enjoy it, it's company for me at the bench, and it's making me go to the bench. It's making me make stuff. So there's kind of a wee bit of selfishness in, like, I'm doing them because I want you guys' company. But I've also missed you off the live feeds because I've not done live feeds for a couple of weeks and catching up on what you've been up to and that. So it's kind of working both. I'm enjoying them, and they're just off the cuff, and they might not be every day. But if I'm at the bench and I'm doing something I'm not filming, I'm just going to stream. And if anybody pops in, they pop in, and if they don't, they don't. So it's been really nice, you lot coming in. Oh, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little drink of juice. I'm getting ready for my tea time. Also, if you've got any suggestions on things you would like to happen in the dungeon, like say, if maybe one of you guys, not necessarily us, want to do a group build on something, there might be a few that say, well, we could fancy doing a group build. If you've got an idea about a group build, feel free to put a post up and say, look, I was thinking about doing a group build on such and such a subject, and then people can post if they're interested in it. At the moment, I'm not going to be joining any more group builds till I get caught up with my backlog of stuff, and we might put another dungeon group build on up nearer the end of the year. But yeah, like I say, if you guys in the dungeon want to organise a little group build between yourselves and you get 2 or 3 years on it, use it for that. Vampin saying I just need a good camera to be able to do live feeds, and I'll do it as well. Yeah. Clinton says he's up for that. Keep it to a hobby. The best is to have a computer or laptop for a hangout. Yeah, I'd agree with that, because some of them can struggle and be a bit laggy. And also your iPhone batteries can quickly empty in a hangout. And we have had some problems with iPhones and iPads and that with updates that they couldn't join hangouts. I know when John was using his iPad to join, even though he had a fully charged iPad, he had to also plug it in as well, and it would still drain quicker. Vampin says, I have an S layer right now, but the button is a bit fugly. There's a camera. Now, Colin keeps telling me what make it is. It's relatively cheap, right? I'm just going to see if I can find it on here. That is actually the ones that he uses when he's on camera, and it's a C for Charlie 270 Logitech, and you get them for about 20 quid on eBay. I believe they also come with a built-in mic. Their mics are usually a bit crap, but I mean, it'd be enough to hear you. And I'm sure Colin's got 2 of those. One he uses for his bench cam, and one he uses for his face-to-face, and then he uses many cam and all that sort of thing. I've got a 920. John Paul's saying get a C920. I've got a 920. That's what you're looking at me through there. And I've got one on my laptop that's built in, which is pretty crap. But I do have a separate microphone for doing. You'll probably see it in the live hangouts. I've got one of these newer ones. Vampicine needs money first. I mean, you can start off, if you enjoy doing them and everybody gets on, you get into more of them, don't you? Right, yeah, Keep It Hobby did put something up there. You need Google Chrome for the Hangout, because the Hangouts do work through Google. Firefox and that doesn't work with it. So, yeah, it's just ideas. It's nice to chat to you guys on the live streams. It'd be nice to get some of yous in on the live streams and possibly some non-live. Probably have a wee non-live or a couple of non-lives before we do a live. But so yeah, that's just some of the ways to get in touch. So I think I'm getting really warm. I'm going to go and get something to eat. So said I would end this up about 5:30. Now, right now, Keep It to Hobby has got a C525. There's quite a few of these Logitechs. It's the same price like the 922 from Logitech. So there's a lot of ones out there, but yeah. There's some at the cheaper end that give you quite good quality. So yeah, just shop about. So thanks, guys, for joining me this afternoon for my sort of spontaneous glue bits together. I'm getting there with my little Space Marine tank. Maybe next time you come on, I'll be putting paint on it or something like that. But it's definitely getting me to the bench. Watch out for an update on Saturday Live. Look forward to seeing you then. And in the meantime, what's John Paul saying? He's got a webcam, the one on the laptop. I've got one too. It's all right. The only thing to watch if you're using the one that's got the built-in mic and camera on the laptop, you might need to wear headphones, and it's just in case the microphone picks up your laptop speakers, and if you get echo in the live feed, it's a bit of a pain in the bum. Yeah, just thanks all for joining in. It just really makes my afternoon. It cheers me up, and somebody to talk to whilst I'm at the bench. I appreciate they're not very interested modelling-wise. So until the next one, I probably will have one or two through the week before we do the Saturday Live. So there'll probably be other ones on, and it'll be the usual sort of time. It'll sort of be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon till tea time. So I'll probably catch the same people. So thanks for joining in. As always, enjoy the hobby, and happy modelling. And I'll see you later on, guys. And thanks for popping in and just finding the button. Bye.